Hello, everyone. Welcome. We have a very special guest tonight, a very special guest, and we're going to do something. I know it may be a little controversial, but it's going to be fun. We're going to go down a rabbit hole. We're going to discuss if we were Donna and if we knew after the fact as a mom, what would we do? So I appreciate all the people, all the chat, join in, ask those hard questions, and we're going to answer them. But let's be kind because this special guest is one of us, is one of the coffee crew. So I'm going to bring on our very own, our very special Mrs. Skytroop.
Well, hello everybody. How are you? I'm so happy, Rochelle, to be here.
I'm so happy you are because I really do. Because like I said to you today, we all look at through this case and we're all one spot. But let's play the devil's advocate and let's just say Donna knew after the fact. What would we do?
Absolutely. This is something I've been thinking about as I've been following this case. Skytroop and I, we sit here and I thought, what about Donna's character? What is she first? And Rochelle, after you got that letter and she said, I'm going to save my family. Well, you know who's saying that? That's a mother.
Yeah.
That is a mother. That's what a mother says. And I think what in her character made her work with Charlie on this, pull up and get the money over to him. The moldy stacks. The moldy stacks. Oh, and Mr. Skytroop is sitting right by me, of course. So if you hear any growling over there on the other side, that's what's going on there. But I was telling Rochelle crew that I had a dream, and it was my son, my adult son, coming to me and saying that he was being extorted and he needed $100,000 right now or he was going to be killed. And my dream state mom character popped in and got the money for him. So part of me is going, oh my God, I'm commiserating with Donna. What's going on here? But what would you do if this was what in your character would make you turn around and ignore that?
Well, but you're also normal, Mrs. Sky. You're normal. So I'm going to play both angles here because
it was a dream. Let's be clear.
That's right. And I'll play both angles here because where I've spoke to you and I said, if my son came in and because I am in Canada, so it doesn't matter if it's self-defense or not. If my son came in and he had to protect himself and hurt someone and he has covered up in blood or whatever, I'd be like, take the clothes off. I'd put the clothes on and I'd go and turn myself in. I would protect him from that situation. But we're normal moms.
Well, in a word, you would expect the mother to protect the child, or at least in my world. But then I'd have Skytroop next to me, hauling him in by the ear to the police. So there's a good reason. I'm thinking, why didn't she tell Harvey? Why does Charlie and Donna, don't tell Dad. Don't tell Dad about this.
Yeah.
He was keeping Donna on his short leash.
And my view on this. I believe 100% Donna was involved from the beginning. But yeah. I like hearing the different ways of seeing it because like I said to you earlier, if I took off my Adelson glasses and only looked through my mom lens,
right,
then I would be like, okay, if my son came to me and said this, what would I do? What would I do? So we got Tattles, and Tattles, like I said, we're just doing a friendly discussion back and forth. But like you're right, Tattles.
I'm sure they'll. Charlie can't shut his hole. He
Yeah,
can't help himself. He has to say everything off the top of his head. And I think he certainly told Donna all of his troubles, all of his girlfriends and F bombs all over the way those two talked, right?
yeah,
Uh, I think Donna had to know what was going down with Katie and her gangster friends. I think he probably bragged on it, that he'll take care of it. That's not how
hmm
it's done. Blah blah blah. I'm the expert.
yeah.
Um,
Well, and like Dash Hound says, I am not sure if I felt my child was innocent, I would go to the police. If guilty of a crime, it would be extremely difficult to really know what I would do. And I'm saying like, because I'm in Canada, Dash. So here it don't matter if you're guilty or not. If you hurt somebody trying to protect yourself, you could go to jail. So if my son was adamant that he did it to protect himself, I would go for him. I would protect him that way.
yeah. It
And Tattles is Wendy egged Donna on. What?
well, that's what I'm wondering if they got so tired of, or at least if Charlie got so tired of listening to Wendy's complaints about her evil husband, and she had to clean the house, and she had to do it with her own two hands, and it was hard, and I could just picture her making such a sad sack out of herself, that Donna would then talk to Charlie about the sad little girl that is his sister, and I think he cooked it all up, and he thought he'd make his mother proud and just take care of the family problem.
Yeah, and see, and again, like I said, this is why it's a discussion because my opinion, and everybody's heard it, is I think that Donna and Wendy cooked this up and they egged Charlie on to do it, using him as an scapegoat.
Yeah, the way that the way that Wendy dropped Charlie like a hot potato, um, leads almost leads me to think that she was as surprised as Donna was. But all of the what do they call it, the facts, the evidence shows that she had to have known way more about this hit, with Jeff Lacasse's telling her how she was drinking her dinner and his
Mm-hmm.
testimony. She had to know way more than she did, but on the other hand, she could have been equally as surprised if suddenly Charlie made it happen.
Yeah. And then Mr. Bet here says Charlie should never have used his mom's attorney in the first place.
Yep.
Why, with all the money he had, would he not hire an attorney experienced in murder cases? You
Right.
know, I don't know with you, Mrs. Sky, but I believe, in my opinion on this one, is that Rashbaum is tied to them somehow financially, like he saved them somehow financially, so he's earned their trust. And I think, like, do you see it that way, or do you see it another way? Why he would
Yeah,
gravitate to Rash?
I think when they whiffled their Rolodex to see for a lawyer, there was only one card in there, and that was Rashbaum. And I don't think that they ever had to come up against a murder beef, but all their white collar tax stuff, under the table money complaints, HR issues with their business law, Rashbaum probably got them out of years of scrapes. And so he was the only lawyer in their Rolodex. And I think they called him, and he was the family lawyer.
I call him the keeper of the skeletons.
He exactly right. He knows all the things.
Mhm.
And Donna trusts him as the family consigliere. And whether or not he knew the hell what he was doing, she didn't care.
Yeah, and Shiraz says someone said Rash knows where all the financial bodies are buried. So that was perfect because I say he's the keeper of the skeletons, the dirty skeletons. But
Yeah, that's true. I just come in with my mom lens on and follow Donna through this whole thing. And if you just listen to her phone calls, which of course we've played Charlie and Donna's jailhouse phone calls, she just listens and agrees with her son. She's like, yes, yes, that's right, son. Everything you say is right, son. Everything is right.
right,
And
it's like she's placating him. That's what
right.
the placating makes me believe that he that plays in with my thing of Wendy and Donna being the puppets and Charlie being the one that they were making dance. And with her placating him is making him feel like they're still on his
Yeah.
side.
Oh, sure.
We still got you.
I think Charlie's guilty as sin. He started running with this crew of, or I shouldn't say crew, not meaning crew, I mean gang of really kind of questionable, you know, people, and so he felt like all of a sudden he was one of the made men, and he could take care of the hit, and even though he wasn't joking. I think he was trying to be a badass. And I think it just reached right up and kicked him in the ass. I think Donna was looking for him to be the strong young man of the house with her older son out of the house. And I just wanted to think a little bit more about Donna's character and how she got herself into this stew.
Everybody wants to be a bullfighter until they're in the ring with the bull.
And like Tattle said, Donna ignores Charlie because Wendy's the favorite, and I think Charlie knew that, guys, because even on the stand he said, I'd like to think it's a tie. Right? So that's what. So I only have one child. I don't have two. So through a mom's lens, Mrs. Sky, is it hard to play a favorite, or is it easy to play a favorite?
I think it's hard. But that's with my own children. I don't know. Some people just don't like their children, and I suppose there's people out there like that. I'm not one of them. I certainly don't think Donna's one of them. I'm sorry if I'm crushing any stereotypes, but I grew up around a lot of the Jewish community, and a mother's persona was defined on how well she took care of her family and instructed them in the faith and brought them together on a Saturday and made sure they did the temple and memorized the Torah and did all their things. And I don't see Donna doing any of that, but I do think she felt like she needed to raise and support her children no matter what. If her daughter was crying about her terrible husband, then, she was going to take care of her daughter. If Charlie was crying about money, this or that, or lawsuits, she was going to take care of that and hire Rashi and cover all of his mistakes. But they weren't, I think that was her idea of parenting, and she was going to defend him and call everybody else wrong, to buff him up.
Yeah. So Miss Sky, how do you see the laundered money?
The laundered
through a mom's eyes.
The laundered money. I think she had her. I think that there was a moment there where Charlie thought that he was a dead man because he wasn't paying a price for the job that had been done. And I could imagine all kinds of things happening. I watched way too many years of soap operas and telenovelas to know, you never know unless you're there. But I think he came to her and said, look, I need this money and I need it now. Same way he went to his mom and said, look, I need you to put Katie on the payroll and I need you to do it now. And she said, okay. And she did it. And so, Mom, the Latin, they're going to kill me. I need this money now. And she washed, I don't know if she actually washed the money in like the washing machine or anything like that, but the way Judy did on her video. But I think that it was just had been sitting in a bag somewhere in a closet, and she just pulled out this moldy money from Florida humidity, and it was just gross and stinky. But I don't know.
I can picture her standing over her island, her fancy island in her high-rise condominium with her pink bedazzled gloves that she lets her maids wear to clean the toilet. And she's got her Dawn dish soap and she's scrubbing her money with her nice new nail brush. I can see that.
Oh, I think that's when Harvey found out about all this. And
at the checkpoint,
I think that's when Harvey found out, because then I think in my listening to the whole case as it went along, they were not going to tell Harvey at all. But when it came down to Charlie's life versus this payola, she had to get Harvey involved, and Harvey went out and couldn't sleep all night and upped his security, was worried about his security system, and Charlie was sleeping with a gun under his pillow. Donna was frantic for the both of them. And I think that's why she said, get that money, take me over to Charlie's house. I'm giving him the money, and we're just going to take care of this right now.
So the thing that gets me about her is those emails, dressing the boys up.
I know.
That's,
that is, I think that is Donna on about her fourth glass of wine, having listened to her Wendy cry and cry and cry and cry. And I think Donna just lost her unstable mind and whipped out all of this long emails about Nazi uniforms and get out of there. Relocation, that one. I think she was drunk.
So Brian's here. Are we contemplating the extortion here?
Yeah.
We're just looking at Donna through an angle that most of us don't look at her. Like I honestly, I don't. I think she's guilty of sin. I think she was one of the puppeteers. But Miss Sky has a good point, and we were speaking about it today, is as a mom, if your son or daughter came up to you and said, listen, this is what's happened. Now they're coming at me for this. I need this amount of money. What do you do?
Yeah.
It's taking us out of our comfort zone, everyone. And I get that, because we are all very determined that this is what it is. I just feel that, sometimes it's been heavy. We're all frustrated about what went on. I just thought, let's go down a rabbit hole and just discuss as moms and dads what we would actually do.
How would you handle it?
How would you handle it?
I can't imagine my son or my family ever getting into such a situation. However, there's a lot of people in the world, and your children may date people who like to do hits on people, or you just don't know. And if my children came to me and said my life is in danger, the smart, rational mind would say, okay, let's go to the police. But I don't think that's what Donna.
And no, I I can see that for Donna because, guys, remember, she is the domestic coordinator.
Yeah.
So, and I know anybody from New York, don't hate. I can't do it. I'm Canadian. Just saying.
Yeah.
But Mr. Bett says, I, for one, did not see Harvey in the courtroom. Did he know what was going to happen? Has he been allowed to visit with Charlie since he came to Tallahassee? He's had phone calls, and I don't know if he's been able to visit with Charlie, but I said, like I said, Mr. Beck, Harvey wasn't going to be there till trial started. He wasn't going to put himself in that camera too often.
Yeah.
And then Shrez says, I have the same thought listening to that. I used to get emails like that from one of my alcoholic aunts, and her rage would get more ridiculous by the page.
Exactly. I do the character study, and Letitia from Israel, hello from Israel. She asks, what about Harvey? Do you think he was kept out of it? And I do. I think I'm thinking that Harvey could throw a rage on Donna and those kids like no other. I think Harvey was probably a terror to them, and they didn't tell him when they were fooling around. They just came to them with their accolades, and I firmly think that Harvey found out and suddenly and was not feeling very well. At one point, Dan Markel had been killed, and suddenly here they were trying to get him up to speed. I think it aged him 10 years, and he didn't have that many left.
Oh, see, and we see that different too, because I think that Harvey has proven that he's always been pulling Charlie out of hot water. Always. Like Charlie was he was always getting himself in trouble, or his education and things like this. And Mr. Skate says, I think Charlie had some disabilities, ADHD, etc. The family knows it. He was the sacrificial lamb. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do too.
I agree he was the sacrificial lamb. So, but you're more thinking he was the sacrificial lamb for Wendy. Is that correct, Miss Sky?
I don't know. I think Charlie was the one they had to pull through on the rope. They had to pull him through dental school. They had to pull him into their own family practice to get him, I think, a job. Okay. And Wendy, I think, is very smart, and she's a master manipulator. And I think it was Donna that wanted her to be married to a good Jewish guy, J-Date.
Mm-hmm.
And I certainly know that Ruth Markel probably wanted Dan's wife to be in the faith and raise the kids in the faith. And then here comes Wendy, not wanting really to do any of that.
Yeah, I think
complaining bitterly.
The whole thing in Ruth's book where she talks about when Dan gave up his position in Washington to be a professor, Donna was livid. Donna was disgusted with it. She was mad about that. And so I think just I see through a mother's eyes how I would protect my child, but I also have to remember I'm not a demented Adelson.
Yeah, at some point over 10 years, okay, you'll think, all right, son, we need to make this right. We need to do the right thing for our grandchildren.
To address the moldy money question, I once got a fake peanut butter jar to hide money in, and I put cash in it and hid it with my other
peanut butter
food up in the pantry. And one day I was adding more money to it, and it was damp.
It was moldy.
And it smelled bad. And so money has a certain moisture content to it already. And
American money anyway.
Yeah, American cash. And if you hide it in a closed container, it will by itself just start to get stinky and wet.
Yeah, it's not like the Canadian money, Rochelle.
No, our Canadian money is plastic.
Cash is filthy, Shiraz.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, I appreciate, Rochelle, our conversation today about from the mom's point of view. I don't know. I was my education was in psychology, and I always try to go and understand a person's character to try to understand the way that their character influences their decision making. And Donna, I think, first is a mother and is a total enabler for both of her kids. All the way, good or bad, took them straight down the wrong roads.
Yeah, she's an enabler. She definitely did that. When it comes to Donna, it's wanting those two boys there so bad, that her grandchildren, that it's almost like she wanted to relive raising Robert and Charlie. Robert left the family. She always, in her mind, to me, is she thinks I failed as a mother. And then Charlie, well, he was a disappointment. So she failed as a mother. So I think she wanted to raise those two boys to relive raising Robert and Charlie.
It's so much different to raise children in the 2020s than it was, in the 1980s or the 1970s, back when we did it. But I don't know. I totally get loving your grandchildren above all things, and in a totally different way than your own children even.
It is different.
But I think that she adored Charlie. She wanted him to be the golden one, and could do no wrong. And she jumped into that. She brought that money over. She signed it. She signed up. She's going to do some time. She's complicit.
I just want to thank Dashhound. Thank you so much for that super sticker, Dashhound. It's so greatly appreciated. You guys are so good to this channel, and great community. And there was one here that I seen. Oh, Beach Bum. Can't you picture Donna lugging all that change to the coin machine to get bills?
And I love tattle. Some moms don't mind grandma's taking over.
Yeah,
absolutely. I want to step in and tell my daughter to just go back and go to work and make a bunch of money, and I'll take care of your kids. No worries. But I think that her Charlie, he was the diplomat between Wendy and her as the middle child, and I think Charlie was the fixer, and they leaned on him a lot, I think, to take care of their problems. So
I agree with that they looked at Charlie as a fixer, and like Shiraz says, Charlie was her golden child, Wendy was her trophy child. Mm-hmm. And I think when I look at that and say golden child, I look at that as my expendable child, the one I can get to do my dirty work.
Oh, well, I don't know. I've known parents like that. Again, I also have a degree in drama, and there was stage kids, and I know growing up with it, with acting and things like that stage moms, they will part the seas for their children. They will make anything happen to anybody who happens to be in the way of their own child. And I want to say that Donna, let's just go, what was it? The Price is Right? No, not The Price is Right. Wheel of Fortune. And, she was parrying her family right into position. Mm-hmm. Whether they were actually be able to fill the role or not, to be the good Jewish wife she wanted Wendy to be. Wendy was not this. To be a professional dentist and an upstanding citizen, her son Charlie was not that. And I think she, in that regard, was still, even now, trying to protect them and give them that image.
Yeah, I almost can hear sometimes when you say this, Mrs. Sky, is that it's almost like you're teeter-tottering. Like it's just going to be that one piece of evidence that makes you see it a different way. Do you
Sure.
feel that way?
Yeah. It's like, show me how as Donna was saying, show me how I'm wrong here. My principles are that I need to be a mother and make sure my children win and do the best. But then, okay, Donna, here, look at this picture of your son-in-law in the morgue. Okay, this is not what you were asking for, is it? And I don't know. I think it'll take an awful lot for Donna ever to say in words out loud that her son and her daughter have betrayed her. Hi, tennis girl.
Yeah. I just realized our names weren't up there, so I just put them up there. Tennis girl, we're just role playing a situation where Donna knew after the fact and looking at it through a mother's eyes. And all questions, guys, are welcome. If you want to throw a question at me, because you all know that I am very much Donna's guilty. Miss Sky here is so open and honest and truthful, and which I appreciate because she feels that Donna knew after the fact. Mm-hmm. So I am so grateful for Miss Sky, because the fact is we get to hear the other different side on why somebody thinks this way, instead of, being on other channels where if we put out a comment, we're going to get yelled at. That's not what we want to do here.
And I completely disagree with Mrs. Sky. And for some reason, we've been best friends for 40 years.
And I let him have his own opinions. And again, anything that I'm saying here, let me just throw that disclaimer out here. It's totally my opinion, but I always try to frame, when I watch true crime, what the hell were they thinking? And where does this come from? And I think with Donna, she was kept in the dark, just like Harvey, right up until the Latin Kings wanted $300,000 from her, Charlie, and Wendy to do this job.
Yep.
And I think that's when Donna came in, is when the extortion was happening. And she thought, she thought, and probably was told, you can't go to the police or the Latin Kings will kill me, Mom. You have to give us the money for the hit, because they're going up there, and they blew it. The hitman blew it the first time, but succeeded the second time. So somehow that plan went in motion. Who put that plan in motion? I don't think it was Donna. I think it was Charlie. And I think Donna had to pick for it. And
we welcome Joan. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. She says, I'm sorry, but they're killers. I 100%. That's what I totally think she's guilty of the conspiracy and cover up. And I don't know when she found out about it, but she knew that Charlie was in it. Yeah. And so what we're doing here, Joan, is, as you can see, Miss Sky is actually a member and a subscriber of Crime and Coffee. And we've just having a conversation between two people that see something a little bit different, but we welcome that on this channel. We welcome people's different opinions. So don't be sorry that you think they're killers, because no, I do. I absolutely think she was in a conspiracy to commit murder, along with Charlie and Katie and Sigfredo and Luis Rivera. I don't know that Harvey. I don't think that anybody had the nerve to tell Harvey they were up to this shit. Yeah. And I don't think Charlie had the nerve to tell Donna he was up to this shit until he was in the deep shit. And that's when he needed the handout. He needed that money to do the bump. And then the bump came, and Charlie, you know what this is about. You shouldn't. But I don't know. I think the whole family is a crooked, stinking piece of problem, and I should use my motherly tone and vocabulary, but that's okay. I call them a bunch of and I totally agree with that. I'll be the one to call him a bunch of herpes. Hi, Diane. Welcome. Jurors aren't stupid. Donna was going to go down no matter what the defense was. Absolutely. She will go down. I'm just really mad that Rashbaum messed this up. And our Lou here. If he is arrested, do you think it is possible Harvey will flip on Donna, or will they stay unified? I think the only one flipping Lou. Now, I will change that. Charlie's still in Tallahassee, people. Charlie's still in Tallahassee, and I think he's just waiting to find out if his appeal is denied. I have a funny feeling he's not leaving Tallahassee, because the fact is his appellate lawyer is saying it's easier for me to deal with my client if he's local. But I honestly think if they were to arrest Wendy and Harvey, Wendy's the first to throw that coin. Wendy will rat any one of them out. What do you think, Miss Sky?
Well, I don't know. She totally had no problem telling her mom, on the advice of my lawyer, I'm just not going to talk to you. I mean, period, the end. Not even, under the table, not even in any way. And personally, if my daughter did that to me, I'd be as crushed as Donna is. I mean, well, can't you just talk to me a little bit about anything? But, no. Wendy is totally able to set aside her whole family at this point, I think. I mean,
think so. Tennis girl says, I have to rewind and hear it. I have a lot of respect for Mrs. Sky, but I do think Donna Rhea guilty AF and knew it all.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd have to line up my timeline, and that's why I'm so looking forward to this trial of when Donna was pulled into this, because they've got jail calls after Charlie was arrested that we know about, but that was after Charlie was arrested. And so before that, when they were scheming on this, how much did Donna know until she had to pay the bill?
See, and I
Tennis girl says, does Mrs. Sky think Donna dropped off the money the night when Dan was shot? To me, that makes believe she. Yeah, I think Charlie called her up and said, "Bring me that money. Bring it."
I'm not sure what chat you're reading there.
Oh, I'm reading a tennis girl says, "Does Mrs. Sky think Donna dropped off the money the night of when Dan was shot? To me, that makes me believe she's guilty."
I think if you click on it, it will put it on the screen. But you'll have
to no, I don't think Miss Sky can.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't. I'm not a clicker.
Yeah. So yeah.
And I don't know. That's the curious thing. What in their character? And so if Harvey was that angry at Donna about getting mixed up in a murder plot, why didn't he just walk on the plane? To me, that tells me he had an opportunity to talk to Donna about this escape plan and everything else. I think they're all rotten at this point, all of them, the whole family. But how did it evolve? And at what point did Donna come in? Was she the one that said, Charlie, I want you to tell your crooked, girlfriend to go get her fellas and put a hit out on this guy?
So, Red and Right says, I think that Harvey knew before. There have been vague references about his bad temper and low tolerance level for opposition. Yeah. Dan M. keeping Wendy in Tallahassee, and his family wanted to please him. Oh.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Anybody who photoshops their daughter's boobs. I mean, how much control? I'm sorry, Mr. Sky.
No, that's fine.
I did say boobs.
I love boobs.
I know you do. But anyway, I think Harvey had a little picture of his family. And Donna was doing everything she could to make that picture come true. And her kids were just rotten little shits. Okay.
Yeah. So in the morning feed, I don't believe that Charlie would have been that assumptive on the amount of money. The reaction regarding the bump would have been different, in my opinion, if she didn't know prior to the payment. Those are my big hangups. Like if I was to play her defense out the way it would be after the fact, Okay, what about this TV is 5? This is about the two of us.
Yeah, I think Donna knew, way before the bump, of course. I think the bump was just like, uh-oh, we've been busted. The Latin Kings are coming back for us, blah, blah, blah. That was her fear again. And she called Charlie right away and said, we got to fix this again. We got to get 5K or whatever TV, stupid thing they tried to cook up.
Sorry, chat is flying, guys. I'm having a hard time keeping up with it.
It's interesting, Rochelle. Yeah. Read up your. I'm blabbing, and I want you to blab your posts here, your things.
Justice for Dan Markel is slow but sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't even. And how much was the paella? Was it 70th birthday party worth amount? Was it? Like this.
What they gonna do with all this paella?
And was there leftovers? Did they at least have leftovers? Dad's birthday, Mr. M Skate. Sorry, I keep saying Mr. M Skate. Dad's birthday's present. Take care of it, Charlie. But the comment about, was it done for Harvey to get his precious little girl back to Tallahassee? I've never looked at it that, I'm going to be straight up and honest, I've never looked at it at that angle.
I think the whole family marched to Harvey's expectations. And then if they didn't, they got marched straight out of town like Robert. And if they didn't, they started getting escorted and driven back and forth to their own homes by their parents. I mean, Wendy wasn't even allowed to drive her own car, or didn't drive her own car. And I wonder, it's just, they were so thick on appearances of these kids that I think it ruined them in the end. And and Donna certainly became complicit.
And I think that Wendy kept herself in that little girl state because she knew she could get mommy and daddy to do whatever she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
She was the little princess.
She was, and she is, and it works for her. I mean, I'm sure that I'm sure it's got her a lot of miles. And I don't know if it's true or anything else. I don't follow it that closely about her having a filthy rich boyfriend now. That's what Wendy wanted. Wendy didn't want to go to J-Date, but Harvey wanted her to, and I'm sure Donna did too.
Hugh says there was no leftovers, not even with ketchup. And Lou says, we don't see much interaction between Wendy and Harvey through the evidence, but that doesn't mean they aren't completely enmeshed too.
Brian, I do want to call them both bitches. Okay, Brian? I really do.
But I'm wondering if, Lou, you make a good point because we don't see that. Are they the smartest of the two? Are they the smartest of the two to let Donna and Charlie do all the communications? Are they the smartest of the two?
Boy, I'd have to say so. I don't know.
Because Lou's absolutely right. There's not, but again, guys, we have to remember, we didn't see what came off of Harvey's computers and that because this trial didn't get played out.
Yeah.
Wendy was smart enough to not put anything in writing, but we have to be careful with that because she's done something for Sarah Youssef to reach out to the Markel's lawyer, which then reached out to the state attorney's office.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know what Sarah Youssef put out on Wendy Adelson.
Yeah. No.
Brian says, Harvey seems tolerant of Donna. Let her do what she wants.
Yeah. I think Donna kind of ran things. Harvey set the course, and Donna made things happen. She paid the bills. She She took care of things so that Harvey didn't have to worry about it. And that everything was fine. Everything was good. And then the domestic coordinator, here, take a Valium or whatever, Xanax.
Yeah, here's a Xanax. Here's a Xanax.
And that's Charlie's. Charlie's just like an idiot. Just take a Xanax. Everything will be fine. You won't have to think about it.
So I have a question because I've never heard of anybody taking Xanax or whatever, but is that for ADHD?
No, it's an anti-anxiolytic.
Yeah.
And it works on your anxiety. It works on anxiety. It brings down your stress level.
But it messes your brain chemistry up bad after long-term use.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's wrong with Katie then. So Lou says we need to see those WhatsApp messages. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, Diane. Oh, that's very nice, Diane. I'm really loving this channel. Glad this came across my feed. Oh, that's great. Oh, there's Gretchen. Gretchen, I gotta send you an email. Gretchen, ladies and gentlemen, did me the biggest favor because I couldn't order the Wendy dress because I'm in Canada. But Gretchen went ahead and ordered it for me.
Oh my God.
Gretchen,
so I have to find out if you have. I have to see if I can use that program to send money that you said, or do you have PayPal? If you have PayPal, that would be really good. Yes, Harvey set the course and Donna made it happen as the domestic coordinator. But so the Wendy dress, the gray one for the first 2 trials, I got.
Oh my God. Who wears it better?
Who wears it better? And I promise that dress will be worn for Wendy's trial. I will walk into that courtroom in that dress. Big time messes up the brain, highly addictive, brain zaps when trying to stop. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing to taper off of. And if you go cold turkey off of it, and I think that's why Donna laid in her jail cell naked for a while in solitary, because she was rattling off of the Xannies. Horrible.
And Lou says Harvey funded this murder. I agree.
I think he did, knowingly or not. Whether he knew about it or whether Donna said, "Look, this is what we got to do. Get that money, pay for it."
Yes, and tennis girl here. Donna may not have known exactly who Charlie was hiring to do the hit, but I do believe she knew he was getting it done. She was too quick to write those checks. And that's why I said this is why I love that Miss Sky volunteered to do this. Yeah. Well, she might have been volunteered to volunteer.
Yeah,
I volunteered her.
Sky Trip volunteer, because I do that. I do like when I'm watching a true crime, I'll think, I want to do a character study on this guy. What motivates somebody to do what they're doing? It's not that I agree with what they're doing, or what's their motivation? Do they have one, or are they completely pathological? Are they completely, devoid of any kind of morals? Well, I think in this case, Charlie had no problem using the word hitman, making jokes about it. He thought it was funny. And he even said to Katie in that one call, if anybody does that to my family, why, you just watch out, Yeah.
And tennis girl says, this is a very interesting, Mrs. Sky. The defense will probably go this route. And that's why they wanted Charlie off the witness list. Yeah. And I agree. I really thought they were going off. They were going to use the route of double, or she knew after the first extortion, but he brought her up to speed for the double extortion. So that's why when Miss Sky said she would do this, I thought this is great, because I have not looked at it at this angle. I look at it as the bitch is guilty. Put her on a spick and turn her over the fire.
Believe me, sister. If I was on that jury, you'd see me walking in with a noose around my shoulders, just ready to go, because I do believe that she's guilty of this conspiracy. When she found out about it, I don't know if she helped Charlie cook this up, or if she found out when he knocked on her door and said, "Mom, I'm in trouble." I mean, I don't know. That's what we'll
And
find out.
welcome, Gourmet. We got Harvey and Charlie funded it. Not sure if Wendy put in a share. I don't think Wendy paid for anything, but I think it was all Wendy's idea. She open up your purse strings, everybody else, and pay for this and do it for me. And then we have this one. Leap Day Boy, welcome. Donna was wearing her twerking pants in court. Yep, she definitely was. And then I'm just gonna catch up here. Shiraz says, my doctor put me on Xanny, hated it, stopped taking it, will never understand why sitting around in a stupor is preferable to just about anything else.
Anybody
Wow. And these people were popping them like they were Pez candy.
And when they're not, they're complete bitches.
But right, so everybody knows what Pez candy right is. I'm not saying.
No, yeah. We have those. We have Pez in America.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what it came like. It looked like they had Xanny Pez dispensers. Wendy was Astra. Hey, Astra. Wendy was the puppet master. I agree.
Yeah.
Miss Sky, where do you think she falls in on this? At the beginning or in the middle somewhere?
Wendy? I think it was Wendy's dissatisfaction in her marriage that started the whole cyclone. I think Wendy complained and was such a poor thing in her family's eyes that they would do anything for her to get her out of this terrible marriage.
And the grandma motion, it was the last
was
straw.
The clincher.
Yeah. See, and I think the grandma motion was the one that egged Donna on.
Yep.
And I think the clincher was the financial one.
Yeah.
Where it needed to be done now.
Yeah.
Gourmet says, does anyone think Donna will take a plea deal? You know, I heard today about maybe if Charlie was going to do it, that the state would say he would have to turn on his mom and he would have to turn on Wendy. He'd have to give 100%. I don't think Donna does. Guys, I don't think, from what she said to me, I need to save my family. Her turning does not do that.
Yeah.
Her turning does not save her family. It puts her family in the line of fire.
Deeper. I think she'll fall on her sword. And, you know, I think she understands that she's only got so many years left. And essentially everything's pretty much ruined now with Charlie in jail for the next 10, 20 years. She's not going to live that long. And so she'll just take it to her grave.
So and so here's my point, though. If she was the type of mom that you are seeing through your lens, like as you are a mom, if this came down and your son was sitting in jail,
right,
knowing that you have a shorter life than he did,
right,
would you not fall on the sword so your son would be out and you would take the fall?
So that your grandchildren wouldn't think that your family was, that your grandmother was that person. You know, all that Donna has left to offer to her family is the memory of her. I don't think that she's ever going to outlive this. And so if she admits, if she says, yeah, I did it, that's right, I did it.
What an effed up memory
it's not gonna get Charlie out of jail. It's just gonna put her in jail. And
but I'm saying before Charlie went to trial.
Yeah.
If I knew I was involved in this, I set this up type of thing, I would go and say, my son had nothing to do with this. It was me.
I like Rochelle, I like Gourmet Thursday's comment here. She says, I'm not sure. I really think Wendy wished he was dead and caused so much drama that it caused Donna to cry so much to Charlie. And Charlie, being the criminal he was, he concocted the idea. Yeah, Gourmet Thursday. That's what I think also.
But then that means that would mean, see, I think
Charlie cooked it up and said, "Don't worry, Mama. I take care of it. Take care of it, Mama. Don't you worry. Go take a Xanax.
Yeah.
Don't get worked up." Isn't that what she says all the time?
For your heart.
You're going to give yourself a heart attack. Go take a Xanax. Wendy would have been happy in DC with a rich, powerful, successful lawyer husband and are navigating the DC social circles. Then he decided to prefer teaching in the sticks. She couldn't deal. Absolutely. And nor could Donna. Ruth says Donna went ballistic. Donna lost it when they lost that social. Sorry, guys, chat's gone.
Standing.
When they lost that social standing, it was, and we got Bumble. Hey, Bumble. Wendy was extremely jealous of Dan's beautiful, rich girlfriend, especially around her boys. That was too much for her.
Yeah.
Well, and because Amy Adler was way more educated than Wendy.
He wasn't psychotic. Yeah.
Chat is just a flying tonight.
Oh yeah. Well, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm Mrs. Skytroop and one of Rochelle's YouTube fans from the beginning with my dear husband Skytroop, and she invited me on the show today to come in and talk a little bit about perspective, and I wanted to talk to the crew about just a mother's perspective. What would it take to put you in those conspiracy shoes? Would you wear them, or would you just tell your kid to what would you do?
If my son came to me and said, "Mom, I wanted to protect my sister," I'd say, "You don't have a fucking sister. What are you talking about?" But anyway.
Oh, but Mom, I do. Yeah.
I would. I don't think I would actually stand for that. If he went out and hurt somebody intentionally, I wouldn't stand for that. But if my son was in a fight or whatever and something happened because he was protecting himself, if it was self-defense protection, I 100 take the blame for that. But if he intentionally went out and hurt somebody, I can honestly say I would not take the blame.
Yeah, no. And that's the thing, that the ifs and the buts, win the day. And trying to understand Donna's character, and I just have known a lot of mothers kind of like her, kind of a lot of stage mothers who parted the seas for their kids to get the role or the position on the show or whatever, or the diploma from the trophy, and kick all the other kids to the curb. Donna, I don't think I had any problem doing that.
No, and that's the thing. Like I just feel that she was very narcissist. She controlled that family. People revolved around Donna. They did what Donna wanted them to do. But then you have your daughter that is now an educated narcissist and a sociopath that found a way to manipulate her narcissist mother, caught myself.
Yeah, caught myself. Thank you.
Her
silly.
Well, silly, but there's a dweeb brother.
Idiot brother.
Yeah, an idiot brother, things like that. So she was able to find her way into everybody's psyche and just manipulate the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. The women that I knew growing up, my Jewish friends, their moms are like, "Oh no, don't you dare ruin the family name in any way. And if you do, I'm just going to send you off to, this country for 9 months or whatever happened." until you come back without a child, or whatever it was. You didn't shame the family name. And if, Wendy, you're going to go off and marry somebody who's not appropriate, or who's not in our class, or who's not, I can just see Donna doing that. I can totally see her
marry above, so they can keep climbing the rungs of that ladder.
Yeah, I really think that, you know, how to define a character of a mother, and how Donna defined herself. She won't take a plea.
No, I don't think she will. But here's a good one, and it's a conversation between Lou and Tennis Girl. I just caught it out of the corner of my eye. So with Donna being older and Charlie being greenlit, what happens if they both pass before Donna goes to trial? Dear God, please don't let that happen. And Tennis Girl replies back, or Lou replies back, she was thinking about that. And then Tennis Girl says, Lou, I'm afraid it will end with that.
Feet first, coming out of that jail, feet first. That's what I think.
And I think they're right. Like, I think Tennis Girl is right. Lou is right on this. It's disturbing, but it could happen. That the fact is, if they both were to, something would happen before the trial, that ends this case.
It does. Yeah,
it ends it, because in their way, they think they need Donna to get Wendy. They had to get Charlie to get Donna.
So this is when the prosecutor got that whole news break thing. I think, and we were talking about this earlier too, how they've lined up one at a time this approach to the Adelson family. I think that comes from way up on top. And why they don't bring Harvey and Wendy in together to finish the family saga, to take it in together, to bring it in. Do they think that they would find them innocent? Really?
And I think, you actually made me think that is there another puppeteer somewhere pulling strings that we don't know about?
Well, anything with a dollar sign on it, Rochelle.
Yes, Jack Campbell, son of a bitch.
And you know what, we were talking earlier, Skytroop and I, about he's an elected official, right? And once you get into the news, once you get a bunch of people talking about a case that's been dragging on all these years, and what the heck are you doing in your office? It's going to make
this is a good one, Miss Sky.
Yeah.
Red and white. Hell's going to have a hell of a barbecue.
Yeah, no, Tennis Girl says exactly, Miss Sky, and that's where I'm disappointed with the state. Yeah, I mean, were they too worried, or I don't know? I work for the state of Washington.
Don't give away too much.
I'm not giving away too much, but I can tell you that philanthropy and philanthropists carry a lot of power. And when they want something to go their way, they just make a few phone calls. And I think Harvey's making some calls. I think Harvey's making some calls to what's his name, Armstrong. The
Shit's kebab.
Yeah.
Shit's kebab.
So I think they're pulling strings way up over Georgia's head, and Georgia's got to kind of gnash her teeth. Notice we haven't seen any kind of press conference from Georgia at all. We haven't heard anything from her.
No, we haven't, and I don't think we will hear from Georgia, because I think that
we don't usually, do we?
No, only we hear from her when she leaves in a trial, and that's that. But Tennis Girl says exactly, Mrs. Sky, and that's where I'm disappointed with the state for this approach. Yeah, it's hello, Diane. I doubt it. I doubt it on Donna doing a plea. The whole murder was for her sunshines. No way she'll ever want her sunshines to know she hired a hitman to kill their father. But the thing is, Wendy's already told her sunshines that her grandmother and her uncle killed their father. So Donna may not know that, but they already know that. Hey, you, welcome back. Are they able to charge them all at once this time? I would listen. I say do it. I say charge them all. Let the chips fall where they fall. There's got to be a way to get these emails in without precious Wendy. Like she's like a freaking untouchable. Like she's covered in some kind of fairy dust or something. Like these people, I don't get it. I don't get why she's so untouchable.
She knows how to control communication. I know she's using her WhatsApp, which is an encrypted software. I'm sure the FBI can still pull it and print it out for the world to see. But she's very careful with her communications. And I think she's been very careful not to communicate with any Florida Adelsons. And yeah, I think no problem. Just snip you right out of my plan. That was part of her plan from the beginning.
I think right from the beginning, right from her interview, she threw her mom under the bus. She threw Charlie under the bus. She threw her whole family under the bus.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'll be so glad when these people are off my shoulders and I don't have to care about them anymore.
Yeah, I'm seeing Diane Avery's comments. I totally agree with Diane. She says, remember, folks, it's not about Uncle Charlie. It's about Grandma facing her grandkids. Never. That's why Donna tried to flee. There's no way she could face her grandkids. I couldn't. Even if it was in her best interest, I couldn't look at my little sweet peas faces and say, I'm sorry, I had to have your daddy, murdered.
Yeah, and she wasn't willing to face that. That was something that, and I'm wondering, and I don't know, because we don't know. We haven't seen jail calls. We haven't seen any of that. I'm wondering if those boys went to her and said, please tell the truth, what she would do.
Oh, my word.
Right. That's an excellent question, Rochelle.
That knocked the wind out of me,
Rochelle. What if her teenage grandkids came up to her and said, Grandma, our mother has told us this about you, that you and Uncle Charlie had our father killed. Is that true, Grandma? Can you imagine that?
Is she going to lie straight to their face?
Straight to their faces. I'm sure she would.
But what if the boys said, but what if the boys said, we know you did this. Please tell us the truth.
Nope. I don't think she ever would. Nope.
Only thing that Wendy comes across like a doe-eyed little girl. Would a jury be able to see through that? Absolutely, Gormit. That they've seen through her already. This has been her. Well, this would have been her fourth trial. They all seen it. Donna's spending her golden years in jail. Yep, I'm just. Hugh. Hope you're feeling well, Hugh. I know you said you had the flu. Who never thought? Wow, never thought about that. The boys asking face to face. I wouldn't want to put them in that position because I know they know their grandma did this. Well, their mother's telling them. But I'm just, she wanted to flee so her grandkids didn't know she did this. So what if they were face to face to her? What would they say? What would she say?
Right. Well,
grandsons will never ask that question as long as their mom is around. Oh, I agree. Oh, we have so many new people in here tonight. Welcome. Pappy.
Great comment.
Pappy's
Hugh had the flu. Yeah.
Hugh had the flu.
Hugh had a flu.
I think Sky Troop's showing
Pappy's gone. Pappy's a troll. Pappy's gone.
Okay, see you later, Pappy.
Sky Troop's not having any Pappy.
What did I miss? How did we know that Wendy is telling her boys that Donna murdered Dan?
She's got to somehow explain why they haven't talked to their grandmother. I mean, if my 3-year-old grandchildren were wondering, and 4-year-old, where's Daddy? Where's Grandma? And then my grandma and all of a sudden, why aren't you talking to Grandma anymore?
When they were with her like every day.
Yeah.
But what are they going to say? Grandma's backpacking in Vietnam. So to answer your question, red and white, right? I had a confidential email sent to me from a person. I've checked them out. They are very credible. They gave a lot of information that some people would not know. And they said, it's matter of fact, Wendy has told the boys that Grandma and Uncle Charlie arranged to have their father murdered. So she has sat her boys down and told her this.
Well, anything that keeps the spotlight off of her,
That's right.
I think she'd tell him that Jesus Christ dropped down out of the clouds and did it. I don't think that she'd had any problems with deflecting the blame off of herself for any reason, even if it was her own mama and brother. I think Wendy's despicable.
Yeah, and Irene says, I wouldn't be surprised if one or both the boys can see right through them. Sadly, due to past events, I think they'd be very intuitive. I think so too. Oh, Hugh says, I met my grandma when I was 21 years old and not because of murder.
Exactly.
I'm hoping the boys get to meet their Markel grandparents again, because honestly, it's going to be that, meeting them again, right? The boys are old enough to go on social media and classmates to figure it out.
Leap day boy, absolutely. I think my kids were socially were so competent on social media. They could find out things that I could never find out, and certainly they can uncover this secret or these chat rooms at school on the lunch hour.
And they're still teaching us technology today.
Oh yeah.
Listen, it's honestly, like, you all know, YouTube, you go into that search engine, you put Wendy Adelson, what's coming up?
Yeah, unless they've got these kids under a glass dome on an island somewhere in a cave, their classmates are going to
talk to them. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
sad.
So she told them that their grandmother and their uncle arranged to have their father murdered, and that's why they are in jail. She's admitted to that. She's blamed it on them. She's explained to the boys why. So remember back when Charlie said on the jail calls, Ben stopped talking to, oh shoot, I don't do that. B, it's too late now, it's out there. B stopped talking to Charlie. He wasn't answering letters no more, wasn't talking to him no more. Because Wendy told him that the uncle was involved, and he stopped talking to Charlie. I hope they're finding all the support and love there is for them out there, and I hope they are finding all the letters and testimonies people who knew Dan have put out in the world. Absolutely.
Yeah. I've got a kind of a same story with my own father dying at a young age because of the mistakes of another person, and always wondering why we didn't charge that other person with a murder. And my mother just wouldn't have done it. But you wonder what the kids would think if they knew exactly what happened. And I don't think these kids are ever going to find out from Wendy the real truth, or from Donna the real truth. They're going to have to become adults, investigate the social media, just like here, Crime and Coffee, and find out their own facts.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm very careful when it's a troll, guys, to think about it for a few minutes, because the fact is, we don't know if those boys are coming into these channels under different names. And, if it's a troll and they're asking about Wendy, in our eyes, if it's a troll and they're asking about Wendy, if they don't come out very aggressively and they just ask a question, I'm very careful, because who knows if it's those boys.
Some people may want to talk about, like for instance, as I was chatting with you, Rochelle, about, I wonder, from a mother's perspective, what would you do?
However, the troll that we kicked out tonight is a known throughout
Pappy,
all the
Pappy
channels
just likes to be a hellraiser.
He's an awful person.
Yeah. No, I trust you, and I've spoke to Sky about this. I'm very leery right now, only because those boys are of age to make a profile and come in and see what people are saying about their family. But Lou here says, if Wendy told the boys Donna is mentally ill, what did she say about Charlie's behavior? The older boy was apparently very close to his uncle. Yes, all that was told to me, and this was a person that knows the family, actually was spent many times with Charlie in the limo, knows the person that Charlie always got to drive the limo. And he said that he knew for a fact that she told the boys grandma and uncle are guilty. So that's and Sky, as soon as I'll just show you, as soon as there's not a message on there, our names are on there. But when I pull up a message, the names go away.
Here I
am. Let's go down. We've got a lot of people. I'm sorry, guys. Chat is very, if you actually want to make a statement or a question, statements, exclamation marks, questions, question marks or Q's, whatever. Brian, she would want a nanny to watch them. She pawned them off on Donna as much as possible. And well, in comes the $1 million boyfriend, probably provides a nanny. But the same with George, right? George, or no, sorry, not George. Well, this one's George, Jorge, whatever you want to call him. Okay. But Dave, he'd take the boys all the time, right?
Yep.
Hey Matt, welcome back. Mommy, where's Grandma and Uncle Charlie? I'm sorry, boys, but my lawyer has advised me not to speak to my family about this case.
Oh man, I know. That's exactly right. Why can't we go over to Uncle Charlie's house, Mom? Well, because your Uncle Charlie's in prison for the rest of his life. That's why. And why is he in prison? Because he shot you. He had your dad shot. Well, of course, you're going to frame you're going to frame that hatred. And I don't think Wendy's beneath that at all. Or above that. I mean,
wherever, she's right in the middle of it.
I mean, yeah, it's not going to be Wendy's fault in Wendy's mind that any of this happened. No,
nothing. It's never. Remember, nothing serious. Red and Right says if Wendy ever remarries, he better hire a food taster. Oh yes, Sky. Absolutely. Just arrest the bitch now.
Please, God.
Seriously, I'm not following along with these people saying they need her to bring in the lawyer or the emails. You know what? Like I said the other night, guys, if they didn't have Wendy to bring in these emails, does that mean Charlie wouldn't have been arrested? Donna wouldn't have been arrested? Like, does their whole case revolve around 2 emails?
No.
Like, seriously, like, do you not have any other evidence except for emails? Orly, and I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, Orly, Wendy turned the boys against Danny's family, and now she is doing the same with her family.
Yep. And she's off to greener pastures.
Mm-hmm. And this guy's supposed to have, from what I heard, he's supposed to have a huge acreage or property just on the other side of Tallahassee too. But I don't know I don't know what they're doing because he lives in Miami and she lives in Austin. So guess what, buddy? I'd be getting a test if you meet up with her. I'd be getting blood work done. I wouldn't trust that. No, sirree. I wonder how much of their hesitation regarding arresting Wendy now is because of the hung jury for Katie. I think that's exactly what it is. I think Georgia was bitten and she's gun shy at going at more than one at a time. I'm not saying nothing bad about Georgia. I think she's amazing, but I just think she's gun shy about that. And Tennis Girl says, I thought I heard the older boy was talking to Charlie in jail. Wonder how he took the news. That's when he
red rummed
his dad. Yep. And that's when he stopped talking to him, right?
Yeah.
And Claudia, thank you for the question marks. Remember when Wendy was losing at everything in court, Donna said he was to take care of the effer. Yep.
Address Louise's
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yes, honesty. Everybody else did the same thing, Miss Guy.
And Louise, same. I suspect the boys know already. Yeah. What do you
They
think?
do.
Yeah, I think the boys know.
Mhm.
They don't come from outer space. They're right there, and they lived in Florida. They probably they know how to read. They know, and their classmates probably are making fun of them about having a dead father, and I just think it's horrible
Oh,
for
you
them.
would hope not.
I know this happened to me.
Oh,
And I know that when your parent is suddenly dead, the other kids in the schools will flock on it. It's news. And I know that happens. And so what these kids are going through, and my heart just bleeds for the Markels and the loss that they experienced when they lost their Dan. I just can't imagine it.
no, I can't. And you know what? I am, as everybody knows, a victim, now a warrior. But
Right.
if they would just arrest Wendy and Harvey and put them in jail, it's going to give the Markels that small little breath where they can take it in. Like I remember that moment where I was able to go and finally feel like I took a decent breath in. And I just wish that for them so much, because not only that do they get to take that breath, but they also get to wrap their arms around their grandchildren. And
I hope so.
Michael Glenn, our culture rewards bad behavior. Look for Wendy on Dancing of the Stars.
You know it. Take that
man.
fame and run with it.
Yep. She'll get that ball, won't she? Give it
man.
a few more months and Charlie will flip on Wendy for 6 beef sticks, 6 Roman noodles, and a clean pair of socks.
Especially if Donna dies, what has he got to lose in giving up Wendy? Because
So
I'm sure that he didn't because of Donna.
Here's the only reason I feel he doesn't give up Wendy, doesn't give up anybody, is because the hatred for Tallahassee, the hatred of making them be right? He doesn't want them to be right. That's the only, a narcissist doesn't like to give credit to anybody. But at the same time, do I think Charlie is as much of a narcissist as the rest? No, I think he's got some little screws loose.
The maestro?
Yeah.
I think he's got a bullseye on everybody else's back but his own. I don't know. I think he's despicable. Oh,
but it's the whole fact of making Tallahassee right that I would say he doesn't. Now, somebody said today that he could give everything up, everybody, right from A to Z. And he might see the outside world again. Like they would probably say.
Yeah.
He might be old. He might be crippled, but he may see the outside again.
Yeah.
Tennis girl, I don't think he can stand the thought of Wendy getting away with while he rots. And that's exactly. So I that's what I was meaning. Like he hates Tallahassee. He hates Georgia so much. Like, does that outweigh the hatred he has for his sister?
Well, I'll tell you, I think he hates Rashy too for, blowing the smoke up his ass. And I think he knows now what an idiot he was with Rashy as an attorney, that he's going to make everybody pay just for something to do.
He's got time.
Huh? He's got time.
He's got time to think. He's got time to listen to all these inmate lawyers.
Yep.
Maybe some inmate in there followed the case a little bit and says, man, your sister's a bitch. You see what she did to you? Maybe somebody's pointed it out to him.
Played you like a, yeah.
Absolutely.
So Red says Jeff Lacoste referred to Charlie as having behavioral issues. This was Charlie's way of making it up to his parents.
There
Yeah,
you go, Mom.
That makes sense.
it does. Leap says the LK could change his mind about making a deal.
You know, where's the rest of your life going to be, Charlie? It's not going to be in the dental office.
No, and then you know what? I'm going to put this out here. I don't think the LK give two shits about Charlie Adelson. I don't think they give two craps about him. Now, Sigfredo, on the other hand, has done favors to get a favor. I don't think the LT put a green light on Charlie. I think Sigfredo Garcia put the green light on Charlie.
Yeah, no.
That's what. Hello, Jane. Jane, I apologize for last night. I saw you were in the one, and I saw that you were like one YouTuber late, one YouTuber didn't show. So I wanted to apologize to you personally. State has ways. I think Katie is one of the better prisons because she is semi-cooperating. And like I said last night, guys, I think that if all the Adelsons are off the street, maybe Katie gets her memory back. I think she's afraid of the Adelsons. Green light means that somebody has decided that you should be unalived. Will Sigfredo will greenlight a hit on Wendy someday? We all seen that look. Do you remember the look, Mrs. Sky? Oh, I think we lost her. We all seen that look. And there's something there. Maybe
I agree.
So, nights without mute 0 now because Mrs. Sky was muted.
No, my unmutes don't count to Rochelle's.
Thank you.
No, don't even listen to me. Okay, I'm okay. We're here. I'll just
thank you. Don't take my non-mutes away. I need those.
No way.
I agree, Rochelle. Non-mute. Yeah, I agree, Rochelle. I think it's ridiculous that the LK give a shit regarding Charlie. Now, if he gets in someone's face, well, exactly. I just don't see it. They don't care about piddly. Charlie has dreams of being found innocent and being on Dancing with Michael. Are you a fan of Dancing with the Stars? It's okay. It's okay. Own it. Sigfredo will have to get in line to greenlight Wendy. Why? Who do you think would greenlight Wendy? I don't think anybody would greenlight her. Not in jail.
Oh, no. Wendy will be a pet.
Yeah, she'll be somebody's pretty girl.
She'll be
pretty girl.
They'll be fighting.
We haven't had a solid mute block in a while this evening. Now that you said it, Lou, guess what's going to happen?
I know. Knock on the wood, Rochelle.
Knock on wood. What if Charlie flips to get a deal to be in a better prison where he might be safer? Well, the prison he's in right now, and that's probably why another reason he hasn't left Tallahassee, because they're rioting. They were rioting in South Dakota.
I don't think he has any say on where he goes.
No. Yes. Yes. I agree. Who, because I said to Red, who would greenlight Wendy? Everybody who had to read her book.
That read right.
I bow to you, Red. I bow to you. You're right. Absolutely. That book is dreadful.
Red says Sigfredo would had to get in line to greenlight Wendy. Oh, Lottie.
One boy will be an attorney and the other a private investigator. Could you imagine? That's a dream team right there. That's a dream team. Wendy is so unlikable. I don't think a jury will give her a pass. Nope. No. By the time she gets there, she's going to be on what? So her trial will be number 5. So she'll be 5 stories about how she took a K-turn. You know, 5
The
different stories on that. Hey, Jibs. Oh
chips.
dear God, what do we got? What is that picture of Jibs? Oh, it's oh my God, that is brilliant. It's Harvey with Charlie upside down shaking the money out of his pockets.
Oh man.
Oh, that Jibs,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
pictures make me laugh.
Holy smokes.
Oh, Wendy will be a teacher in prison and insist every inmate read her goddamn book.
Oh, Lou, you got it. Well, I think she
Yeah.
somehow did that to the whole University of South
I
Florida.
wonder if she's already figured out what jail she'll go to and already pre-ordered the books so they can be just handed out.
Sweet Jesus.
Oh, the Wendy book, yeek, what a read. It isn't. Yes, it's not good at all. Hey, Jane, thank you for your kind words, Rochelle, but the coffee crew membership means never saying you're sorry. Oh, well, I was.
Oh.
If he doesn't hate Wendy, he is really special. Ooh.
Imagine Charlie being the bachelor.
Oh, Lou says, imagine Charlie being the bachelor. I don't think he would have invited a dancing with the star. Oh gosh. I hope Mike didn't get mad when I teased him. Did Wendy Google prison for rich people like Corey Richardson? Well, she was Googling some stuff, we know. I wouldn't doubt she didn't Google that. I would doubt. I hate to rain on the Wendy parade, but she will go to prison and actually learn how to be a lawyer in there.
Oh.
Oh, Wendy, poor Wendy.
Poor Wendy.
Watch out for Peter Pan. I'll share others who have come on other channels.
Or these
okay. Thank you, Diane. I guess there's more
Peter.
trolls.
That's all right. You know, I call them people who are entitled to their opinion, but when they start just getting into the chat and messing with you, they got to go somewhere else to do that.
Welcome, Debbie. No, those books are in the back of her van. Yep, they are. Get to know me. You got to get to know me. Hey, I am all about it. Spending time with us. Please continue with funny comments. Absolutely. I didn't want to. I wasn't sure if I insulted. Armand, hello. Given the trial delay, Sarah Yusuf's depot will be public. You think, or they've got it sealed because I haven't seen it. Oh, okay. I will keep looking for it. Dave Leo, I heard Wendy's changed her appearance. Does anyone have a picture of her now? Yes, I have it somewhere. All it is the back of her. She's on the beach. She cut her hair and it's darker.
Probably wearing big sunglasses.
Probably, yeah. Charlie wouldn't have had most of his friends if he didn't have major dollars.
No.
Jibs is FSU. Sorry, go ahead, Miss Sky.
No, go ahead, read the book. I mean, read the chat.
Oh, if FSU is still forcing the new students to, no, I don't think so.
I think that was last year's freshman class.
Whoa. Sarah Yusuf's depot is on Reddit. Is that what you're saying, Irene? Oh, the pic of Wendy. Okay. Ooh, I was about to say, guys, I got to go to Reddit.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Patsy. Welcome back. So, well, we went, if it's crime and coffee, you go off the rails. We started on one conversation and we're wherever the chat takes us is where we go.
Rochelle and I completely went off the rails chatting today, this afternoon. She said, and I was telling her how, as a mother, I'm trying to put my thoughts into how does Donna, where did she come from on supporting Charlie and her children this way, and how does this happen? Why does this happen? How could Donna overlook the murder or be complicit in a murder? And I think it just goes into her desire to be just the pinnacle of the great Jewish strong family, the great family name. Anything to elevate that family name and at any expense.
Just give me, I'm still here, Miss Sky. I am just trying to find this picture for everybody.
Find the picture.
I know I've got it here somewhere.
Does Wendy have an OnlyFans?
I said I'd watch.
Oh,
you may not look at Wendy's boobs.
If Wendy has an OnlyFans, I'm going to look at it.
Oh, for crying out loud, I tell you.
Only on there. Okay, let me just see if I pull up some. I'm sure I saved it.
Yeah.
Because it was sent to me. Oh, maybe it's in my Gmail. Because I know it was sent to me. So let me just pull. You guys have no idea how many pictures of Wendy I have on my gosh darn computer. It's really gross. Let me just see.
Oh, in the...
No, just say it right now. Well, you can do it there too.
Oh, sorry, guys. What's up, Manny? Hello, Manny. Sorry, guys. I'm just looking for the picture. Dyed her hair dark. Yep, it's dark brown. Does Wendy have an OnlyFans? No. Not that we know of. Sky will let us know, obviously. Irene says, I'm halfway into a Modelo. I'm laughing so hard. Jib says, at Sky Troop, just make sure you don't look into Wendy's eyes because you'll turn into stone. Oh, boy, guys. Remember Donna just laughing along with Charlie's about speeding with gun under seat and getting stopped by cop. That's all you need to know. Apt example, she said, I would be putting my 32-year-old son in timeout. Yep. Oh, I don't disbelieve that she wouldn't do whatever she would to save her son. I disagree with Miss Sky that I think she got her son to do it. Hi, everybody. I've been working with you in the background. All right. Thank you, Hugh. This is like speed chatting. It's like speed dating, but speed chatting here. It's amazing and obnoxious to be sharing the planet with people like the Adelsons. There you go, Hugh. Michael, the answer it was the perfect storm, the domineering mother, the spoiled princess daughter, the wannabe gangsta son, and his wannabe gangsta girlfriend, and her real gangsta ex-boyfriend. There you go. Okay. Hey, Patricia. I don't even think that it was that profound for Donna. I really think that it was. She was super pissed at Dan and insisting on supervised visits for her with the boys. Hell hath no vengeance. Like a narcissist scorn.
Mute that when you look.
Yep. But, okay, let me just see. I'm trying to find this picture for you guys. I know it might be in my email still. I might not have saved it, which I'm good chance I didn't. But, oh, you know what else it might be? It might just be, I might not even have saved it. I know somebody sent it to me because they said, did I see her new look? So let me see. It's going to take me. You have no idea how many photos I have of Wendy Adelson. It's really disgusting on my computer. I'll be
Gourmet
so glad when
Google it.
Google the pic. Gourmet just found it too.
Yeah, I've got so much going here, and if I keep more going, then StreamYard's going to start skipping on me. So I will find it and I will post it.
I think this is fun, Rochelle, talking to you. Really enjoying it. If my voice starts sounding too croaky, I'm getting over the cold, as you know. So just let me go if I'm bringing anybody down here.
Oh, no, that's fine. Hugh says your channel will flourish more with content like tonight and the fast chats. You're exploding. Oh, tennis girl. Do you all think Boone going to be delayed? I suspect it will be put, but the judge doing great job trying to keep that. Oh, the judge wants that case gone. He's like, I don't care. The B is guilty. So we're going to start after tonight. We're going to start diving into the Sarah Boone case unless something Adelson pops up. Then that's where I will go. But we are going to follow the Sarah Boone case. What if Charlie dated Katie to see how he could use her connections? One day, didn't he have some ex-cop friend stage a fake official call on someone who was angry with? Yes. That was the person he was in business with, I believe. Something about an apartment or a business.
That property
thing, yeah. But I believe Charlie did a background check on Katie before he even started dating her.
Oh, anybody who drives a license plate car that says the Maestro on it, I mean, just turn around your car and go the other way. Come on. And again, I'm trying to bring the mother perspective in here. And I don't know if any of our crew also has a perspective on this, but I think trying to understand where these people come from and what their motive is the super fun part of true crime, and all the different stories that we can see on these channels.
Well, and that's like I said, Miss Sky, in the beginning, I wanted a community where we could do this. Like, honestly, any of my coffee crew members, you want to come on some night and you want to give your perspective on something, just let me know. You're always welcome. And Steph C, welcome. Hi, all new to your channel. Great content. Thank you.
Hi, Steph.
Yeah, and then
I do look for kind of a slow news year as the legal wheels churn for the Adelson trial and the Boone trial. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so amazing to watch. I'm already thinking of emojis that the crew could post as we snark on the Boone trial, because as you know, the coffee crew, we are not legal experts here. We are not lawyers, or maybe some of y'all are, but I'm not. And
I'm not.
But I just love to snark on these criminals who think that they can push over the lawyers in these cases.
Yeah, and we got Brian here. I love you, Brian. You're great. He is not even a musician. The license plate should said Tooth Fairy.
Brian gets 2 moldy stacks.
There's some stacks coming on over to Brian.
Oh, Lou says, Brian, that's a baby magnet right there. She learned the hard way, but I do believe Katie has remorse. I finally saw a real person testifying against Charlie. Really? Against Charlie, you've seen where against Charlie, I think she was still hiding. I didn't see remorse there. That's interesting, Michael, that you said that. I'm going to have to watch that again and try to see it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Shiraz says, tell me you're ridiculous without telling me you're freaking ridiculous.
Ridiculous. The Maestro.
Yeah. She's holding tennis girl. She's holding back something. It seemed to me. I agree. Hey, there's our friend Harley. Welcome back, Harley. But I just think that, we would have been, so today is Friday. We probably would have been first day of testimony today.
We can't be sad about it, Rochelle. We just can't be sad. We have to look ahead. We have to look forward to it. It's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine.
No, we need to all go down to Miami
in great
in front of Rashbaum's house and throw eggs. That's what we need to do.
Oh, Rashy. I what an idiot. That's just all I can say.
Wendy will be teaching B actresses how to fake cry. Gourmet says KB has remorse for getting caught, but if nothing happened, she would have been just fine. She doesn't have any remorse for leaving her children alone, that's for sure. Claudia, could I repost my question for Miss Skytroop? I really wanted to hear her perspective. Oh. This is fun, like talking to it. Yeah, absolutely, Claudia. I don't know how far back it was. I'm sorry.
Can she repost the question?
Yeah, go right ahead and repost it. Absolutely. We are not type channel.
No.
If we didn't get to your post and you really wanted it to get to, post it again.
Yeah, cut and paste.
Yep. Harley. Well, for the ones that made it to Tallahassee, they are having a meet and greet on Sunday. Just the YouTubers and maybe Sarah, Catherine, and or Georgia Kappelman will show up. Ooh. I would be shocked if they showed up. I would be shocked because they will be very careful what to say, and they know if anything gets said around a YouTuber is going on YouTube. I'd be very shocked if they showed up. Katie is just as bad as the rest of them, just as bad. Absolutely. Victoria, you can stay at my house in Miami and we will have a big Arrest Wendy rally.
Oh my God.
That
would be a hoot.
I would stand out. That rally needs to be done in Tallahassee. That needs to be done in front of Jack Campbell.
It was Skytroop that was telling me that it's Wendy with an I, not a Y. And that makes so much sense for that narcissistic BITC. Oh my God. It's Wendy with an I. Looking at herself. Oh, that woman.
And Hugh says it. Oh man, if those people showed up, epic. It could happen. What, the egg tossing or getting rendered? I'm okay. Listen, I will even pack my car with a bunch of Canadian eggs, which by the time I get down to Miami, they're going to be rotten.
Oh, Lottie.
That's even better.
We could all wear our gray dresses in jail in Miami once we got arrested for egging Rashy's house. We'd all be in our gray court dresses.
Yeah. Now watch. Somebody's going to hear this. They're going to go and egg Rashy's house. They're going to say, well, I was told by Karen McCarthy.
Disclaimer.
Yeah. What I do not do as I say.
Yeah. Oh, the flaming shitbag, Brian. That's what I like. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think Wendy herself acknowledged she was a stripper name. Oh, that's why I said at one point, what would everybody think if she was shrimp? Hey, Jem, welcome to the channel. As a mother, I would kill the father of my grandkids. Really? What did you? I wouldn't. Oh, I wouldn't. Sorry, I read that wrong. I'm like, whoa.
Wait a minute.
As a mother, I wouldn't kill the father of my grandkids. I agree. I just wouldn't do it either. And I think that's even my Miss Sky saying that Donna didn't know until after the fact. She was taking that position.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's
Can
when
we all share the same lawyer? Oh, absolutely, sure. As we might get a discount. Ask them if they have the Kmart layaway plan.
I use Johnny Carson's lawyer. Do we cheat him and how?
Well, Owens will let you pay him $50 a month. So, that's okay. Some of his clients, as long as they pay.
Chad Daybell's lawyer will let you give him his house.
That's right.
Hey, they tore that down today, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Did you see them tearing down Chad Daybell's house today?
Yeah, Daybell's house got tore down. Thank goodness. I was so worried that was going to become like an Airbnb or something.
She says, I found Claudia's question for Mrs. Skytrip. Remember when Wendy was losing at everything in court? Donna said we have to take care of this effer. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did. I did put that up. So that was the email. Remember the email that made Charlie laugh?
When Wendy was losing at everything in court, and Donna said we have to take care of this effer.
Yeah. So remember the email?
Yeah.
That made Charlie laugh in court because George said fucker.
Was saying, you're a fucker. Well, first of all, if my son Dare dropped the big F-bomb as a verb to his mother, his face would still be red months later from the slapping I would give it. But if somebody, I can see Donna saying, we're going to take care of this fucker for hurting your feelings, my sweet baby.
Mm-hmm.
See Donna saying that. What?
So, and like Shiraz says, that is proof that the order might have come from Donna.
We'll take care of this effer. Yeah. Let's take care of the fucker. We'll take care of him. He's bad. He's a bad man. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't put it past Wendy to have went out. Like, we don't know. And I'm not going to put words in Wendy's mouth because God knows she's got her own. But I'm saying I don't put it past that horrible human being to have been spreading around that maybe Dan was physically violent with her.
Yeah. I think Dan was starting to tell her professional colleagues what what she was. And that's when Wendy got hot and really complained to Donna. I think that's when that all went down because of the divorce and that vicious divorce they had. I think Dan was, holding back no punches. And I think Dan was like not letting Wendy get an elbow in anywhere edgewise or any sympathy with anybody in their professional circle. And that was what she complained to Donna. And Donna was, we'll just take care of this fucker.
Yep. And that's what Shrez says. So what does take care of really mean? It means this TV's going to cost $5.
To me, if I said something like that, I would never think that somebody was going to get murdered. I would just think that we were going to get you out of there. We're just going to get you away from it and start you fresh. But I'm not a psychopath, so I wouldn't think to kill him. I couldn't do that to my grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
What did... Yeah, I'm just trying to catch up. Well, Louise, I'll go back. Louise, will the defense get a bill for court costs due to the trial being delayed? Yes. And if they get a conviction, then Donna has to pay it. If they don't get a conviction, then Donna does not have to pay it. I agree, Claudia. That was a good point. And I actually missed that where she said we have to take care of this for you. So that's a good point. Take care of you, Donna said, take care of this. Yeah. That would be take care of you. Donna said, take care of the fucker. Yeah, I missed that, Shiraz. That was,
when was that though? Was that?
So this was the email that Georgia was reading to Wendy when Charlie laughed about. Yeah, so when Charlie laughed about Georgia saying fuck her in court. So this was that email that they're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to have to go and read that and look at that because I missed that. This is what I love this chat room.
She had written the take care of the fucker email before Dan was killed.
Mm-hmm.
And so who do you think decided to take care of it? Was it Donna or Charlie?
Oh, I think Wendy planted all the seeds. I think Donna was the one that started the whole ball rolling about we have to end Dan. We have to end Dan or take care of Dan, whatever this way. And Charlie took that as we need to off Dan.
Right.
It's like the telephone game, where one person says something, by the time it gets to the end of the line, it's something totally different.
Yeah, telephone.
Mm-hmm. I wonder.
Here was Katie on the other end of the line, hearing something completely else and thinking she could get a payday out of it.
I wonder if they ever killed before. God. No, I don't know. You know what? No, because they were so stupid at it this time. You think they would have learned their lesson on that if they did it with prior? I think they thought they could get away with it. And Shiraz is like, me too. I need those in writing. I miss things when I get them in audio. Yeah. And if I don't have my headphones on, I miss things. But the minute those headphones are on, it's like I'm like listening. It's weird. Michael Glenn said something and I missed it. Let me find it. It shouldn't be too far because Shiraz just answered to it.
Shiraz is going to find it for us. So it's had a skim.
Charlie kind of aims pretty low though. Yeah.
Did you find the short hair Wendy?
No, and it's going to take me so long digging in it. I'll have it for tomorrow night show.
Right.
I have not seen the most recent photo of Wendy with short hair. Do you have it, Rochelle? I am looking for it. I've got files and files of Wendy, Donna, Charlie. I will have it for tomorrow night show for sure. I will pull out all Wendy pictures. That way I know where everything is. Tennis Girl says, my mom said Shadrick is her favorite witness. I sent the link of his. Oh, I love Shadrick. He was great. I never laughed so hard at a witness. And it wasn't at Shadrick. It was with Shadrick. Okay, hold on. Stephanie just said she found it. There we go, guys. Let me share this with you. I will share it.
If you're listening and you're still living in your car, you can come live in my basement, man.
No, honey. Shadrick's not going to live in our basement. I'm sorry, Shadrick. Nope.
There we go, guys. There is the picture of Wendy on the beach with short, dark hair.
Incognito.
Above is what at Michael Glenn summed up. Okay, thank you. Let me look at this. The answer, it was the perfect storm, domineering mother. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Okay, I did read that one. Absolutely. There it is, guys. Thank you, Steph. It makes it so much easier if somebody else has the link instead of me trying to go through all my files. Don't show the picture until I get my cross out.
Guys, send Steph some moldy stacks.
On it. My fingers are typing fast.
Steph needs a couple of stacks.
I'm working fast.
All right. Here we go.
Steph at Skytroop, can I get some moldy stacks? Oh, people are asking for moldy stacks now. I was actually in a chat room
pretty sticky.
I was in a channel last night. And I'm trying to remember which one of the coffee crew it was. And they said something funny and I was laughing, but I was just lingering. I didn't do anything. And they're like, that would have got me some moldy stacks.
Profound or hilarious? Those are the stack criteria.
That's the criteria.
There you go.
Profound or hilarious.
Oh my God.
Donna's new attorney looks like the Peardo chicken guy from the 90s. Oh, I think he looks like Franklin the turtle. Does everybody think hello, I'm always saying your name wrong. Manira. Thank you, Mrs. Scott.
I'd say Manira, beautiful name.
And then we have Harley D. I have seen it. I've subscribed to his channel, and it's hilarious when he pops in. He's done that on STS and some others. Well, who did we subscribe to? Oh, Shadrick. Shadrick has a channel.
I'm gonna go find it.
Oh, Skytroop is on.
Shadrick has a channel. What are you talking about? Why haven't I known about this?
How to polish
Coffee Crew, you're holding back on me.
Shadrick.
All I know is it's George. I don't know his last name. I haven't been able to. It's George or Jorge. I don't how they say it, but I don't know. Lou, I honestly, I'd give it to you. But
George.
What?
He's a junior too. Jorge is a junior. So that's one thing that people. Oh, the Boone trial, just can't wait. I know. I don't want to derail my Adelson.
There's a lot of stuff on
focus,
Shadrick
but
on YouTube. It's going to take a while.
Shadrick is materials for days.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that now. I got to go back to that.
He has like 1 or 2 things on it. I'm going to have to dig up Shadrick's channel. That's awesome. I didn't even know. I didn't realize he had a channel.
Hey, whoever said Shadrick has a channel, if you can email that to Rochelle so that we can get a link in chat, I will link Rochelle's email address in chat.
Yeah. Yeah. And if any of my mods are already subscribed to Shadrick, if you want to put it in the chat, go right ahead.
How did Shadrick, how come Shadrick is not in jail for talking about all of his cocaine purchases that he made for the boys?
I think it was part of the
Was that part of
the deal?
Holy moly. Talk about how mothers feel. How does Shadrick's mama feel? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, but I was saying when we were watching Shadrick that if I was his daddy, I'd have been proud of the way he was handling himself.
Well, he did wear an iron. He did iron his shirt before he went to trial.
He turned to the judge and said, "What the fuck is he talking about?"
Ah! Holy moly.
Yeah. And Brian says, hey, it's Franklin. Yep. I think he looks like Franklin, guys. So I have a question. Is Shadrick had immunity? Yep. I'm not finding it for some reason. I hope he didn't delete it. And Tennis Girl says, and yes, Shadrick only has like 1 vid on there. He doesn't do anything with it, but does have a channel. Nice. Is Morse staying on or is Morse going? What do we think? What do you think, Miss Sky? Is Morse staying or is he going?
I think Judge Everett's got to be so furious at that whole defense team that he's going to wipe the slate, start it clean, and make Donna get all new attorneys. I mean, I'm on that Carl Steinbeck team of the barrel has been tainted by the bad apple.
Yeah.
And he can talk all day long about the wall of China and all that stuff, but I just don't think so. I think he's got to go.
I think so. At least Shadrick is funny. Oh, Tattles, are you saying we're not funny? Are you saying we're not funny, Tattles? Don't hurt my feelings that way, Tattles. If you search Shadrick Nobles, it will come up. Shadrick had about 9-10 videos last time I looked. Lou says Moore didn't seem enthusiastic at all. He'll stay for a short while until the new attorney is brought up to speed. So are we all in agreement with Carl that we're looking at a year and a half before this goes to trial? Sorry, guys. I'm eating my sandwich because
I
I'm starving.
think so. I think that Morris will hang on as long as he can, and then as we continue to watch the Boone trial, I think Donna will understand that she can ask for new lawyers and more new lawyers and more new lawyers and make this thing really go out for a good long time until
But remember, she's the one that wanted a fast trial.
yeah. I know. I think that just makes people make hasty mistakes.
And Tattle says it doesn't have to be that long of a wait.
Mm.
But do you think any other lawyer's going to want to put their reputation on not take the time? That's my point.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. We got Shadrick's channel. I'm going to just bear with me, guys. I'm going to click on it.
Shiraz.
And I'm subscribing to Shadrick.
I already beat you to it.
Shiraz has
Of
got
course
some
you do.
coming. Give Shiraz some stacks, honey.
He's got Shadrick. You've got 21 subscribers, man. Way to go. I am a huge supporter of Shadrick.
Oh, Shadrick.
Shadrick, look me up, buddy.
Oh no, you keep that Shadrick away from my house, Mr. Sky. That's all I gotta tell you. Get the hell out of here.
Heck,
Oh.
I would like to meet Shadrick.
That's what I'm saying. I'll buy that man a beer.
Oh, Shadrick.
Maybe a cheeseburger. He might be hungry. Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, Brian's leaving us. We're boring people now, I guess. Good night, Brian.
Good night.
Let me see. So, okay. So we caught up on chat. Nice. He testified in Katie's trial. Oh, laugh out loud early meeting. Okay. Well, I hope the meeting goes well, Brian. Hey, JJ. Welcome back.
He knows Shadrick.
JJ knows Shadrick?
Oh, she said believe it when she came in. Isn't that Shadrick's line?
Believe it.
Oh, maybe. Oh, yes.
Believe it.
Believe it.
The Adelson's intense hatred for Dan is a lesson for us all. The consequences of such hatred will cost you more than you ever intended to pay.
Oh, amen, Carol.
Yep, absolutely. And just think, they could have just, had visitations, the custody, everything could have been so different. And they would be walking on the beach, just like Wendy here, walking on the beach. My nephew makes.
Looks like her ass got big.
No, she has a sweater wrapped around it.
Trying to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at Wendy's. Don't you look at Wendy's ass.
It's got big. I ain't gonna look at that.
Exactly, Tattles. Absolutely. The Adelsons could have just moved closer, right?
Yeah.
Tennis girl, let me look. Is the link they got out to the Shadrick with the $ Shadrick Nobles? That's the one I saw people in chats. You mean somebody's copying Shadrick Nobles out there? How dare they? How dare they? If somebody sees the one, I actually seen him in a chat once with the $ too. Howie and Swindle, attorneys at law. Hey, Tad. Welcome back. It looks like a tractor tire on top of a couple toothpicks. Oh, boy.
There we go.
You all wanted to see it. She is getting the premenopausal spread. Haha, Wendy, it happens. There we go. Shadrick's testimony. Thank you. Murder by Maestro. Oh, here. You know what? Let's just put Shadrick on. Here we go. We've watched Shadrick many a times, guys, but
This says that might not be Wendy, but
no, that's not the.
So Claudia doesn't think this is Wendy. This is just Wendy's double.
No, this is Wendy. This is Wendy because there's also a picture of her in a grocery store with Harvey. And you can see her from the back and her hair's cut. Yeah, this is absolutely Wendy. And if you look at the nasty shoes, they're the same shoes that she wore the day Charlie was convicted, that she was caught coming out of the gym. Yeah, it's Wendy. The problem is Donna, once she gets an idea in her head, she sees it through, even if it destroys her. Absolutely. See her diaries and her books? My God, that's crazy.
Mm.
What is all that exposure of blazing sunshine doing to Wendy's skin? Yeah. So imagine when she gets to trial and she hasn't had her Botox and her fillers and all of this. Man, she ain't going to look like the Wendy everybody's been drinking the Kool-Aid. Imagine, though, she's there and Jeffrey has to testify and he looks over at the defense table and goes, Jesus, that's what I was going to spend my life with?
Oh, man. Jeff Lacasse, the luckiest man in the world.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, my word.
Divine providence that he left a day early.
Oh, if he hadn't have left for that trip a day early, he'd have been the one on the hot seat.
Jeff Lacasse is my hero in this case.
Yep. Yep.
Here we go. No, let me pause this. Yeah, we did. Jeff Lacasse is. We did the Murder by Maestro one, but there's people here that don't know who Shadrick is, and that is shocking to me. So,
Love me some Shadrick.
Right. If you didn't watch Katie's trial, you wouldn't know. Right.
yeah,
That's right.
And so it's the long train of the Adelson saga that started back with Katie Magbanawa's conviction for orchestrating the murder along with Sigfredo and Luis Rivera. So the Adelson trial is what, the fourth car in the train, or the fifth and the sixth and the seventh?
There was the first trial was Luis, Sigfredo, and Catherine. And then there was a Catherine's second trial. And then Charlie's trial.
Right.
So that's 3. And now Donna will be 4.
And Donna will be,
and
the
there's
next
2 more chapters in this story before we're getting justice for Dan Markel.
Right.
oh, let's hope.
We haven't seen the caboose yet.
Yeah, Patsy Cline says Jeff was my favorite witness, absolutely. And I guess we've got the Ron Shadrick channel, so I need to look for Shadrick Nobles. The S's are dollar sign.
Tennis girl says at Sir Shadrick. Oh, there he is.
I've got it right here. This is him.
That's him.
Yeah, this is the real Shadrick. I got
here. Skytrip's got the guy with the grill and all of that. Oh my Lord.
Hang on now.
Yeah, and then Harley D, I just subbed to that one also. I'm just going to sub to every Shadrick Nobles out there. Sooner or later, I'm going to get the right one.
Oh.
Look at Claudia's big.
Claudia, see her question marks right there and her exclamations, Rochelle?
Yeah, so Mrs. Skytroop, I said I heard some people said this may not be Wendy. Oh, in the picture. Yeah.
Not Wendy.
Yeah,
Yep.
It is though. It is. There's another picture of her and Harvey in a grocery store, and you can see the shorter hair, the darker colored hair.
Aha. Thanks, Claudia.
Yeah. So make sure you sub the one that has dollar signs.
Dollar.
But yeah, so I'm gonna play this, guys, for you guys, the Shadrick, because I see that there's people in here that haven't seen Shadrick. And if you, hopefully you stay around. Here we go. Thank you, Murder by Maestro. Make sure you go over, click like, subscribe, and share.
Luis Rivera rented the Prius on the July trip, yes?
Correct.
According to Louis Rivera, it was his gun that was used in the homicide, yes?
Yes.
The only hotel reservation you have for that trip was a room rented by Louis Rivera, correct?
One of the rooms.
And then you have one rented by Shadrick Nobles, right?
Correct.
Gentleman that purportedly lives in his own car, right?
Correct.
Sorry, guys.
Someone
I'll
that
get
picks
it.
up drugs for other
Shadrick
people,
part.
correct?
Oh, there we
And you
go.
don't
There's
know,
our
did you
friend
do a search to
Shadrick.
see how many other nights Shadrick Nobles got rented a motel?
How much cocaine was purchased?
Right?
Yes, sir.
So you get a pass on that as well too.
Yes, sir.
How much cocaine was purchased?
Hell, 40, I think.
$40
Yeah,
worth?
about 40.
Okay. And when you came back with the cocaine, were you invited into the motel room?
Yes,
By who?
him, the person.
All right. The defendant that you previously
Yeah.
identified? All right. And was there anybody else inside the motel room when you went in there?
Yes,
Who else was in there?
his partner,
Who?
his homeboy, his partner.
His homeboy?
Yeah.
Overruled.
And was that the person that was in the
Yeah.
photograph that I showed you, states 46?
Yes,
The shorter gentleman?
yes,
Okay, what was he doing inside the hotel room?
laying around.
Okay, laying on the bed?
Yeah.
Okay. What did y'all do inside the motel room that night?
Did what he sent me out to get.
Did what he sent you out to get?
Yeah.
So did you use cocaine with,
No, I didn't do it. I just got a little drink. Drinking.
you had a drink?
Yeah, I wasn't on the cocaine thing.
All right, and did you see anybody using cocaine in the room?
Yeah.
Who?
The guy that sent me to get it. The guy that. I think they wanted her to come get the car. I think there was something wrong with the car.
There was something wrong with the car?
Yeah.
Okay. And you had 2 interactions with these guys about a month apart, is that right?
Yes,
And the time that there was something wrong with the
Like
car, was that
Claudia.
the first time or the second time or both?
it was both times.
Both times they had car trouble?
Yeah,
All right. So the first time that they had car trouble, is that when you overheard this conversation in the motel room?
yes, ma'am.
All right. And what were they saying about the
It
car?
wasn't nothing. I just heard that she can come get the car basically. Like, just back
Okay.
down.
Do you remember their exact words?
No.
Did they seem like angry about it? Like she can come get the car if she wants to get the car?
No.
Can't say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did they identify who the woman was that they wanted to come get the car?
No.
All right. Did they tell you what the car trouble was?
No.
All right. And I want to fast forward you to about a month later. Did you see these men again?
Yes.
And what were the circumstances of you running into them this second time?
30 them on the side of the road, flagging me down, saying they needed help. Can you take them to get a part for the car?
All right. They were on the side of the road?
Yeah.
What road?
Monroe.
Monroe Street?
South Monroe. Yeah.
Okay. And they flagged you down? Which one or both?
The taller one.
Taller guy? And was the taller guy with the same shorter gentleman that you'd seen before?
Yes.
Was anybody else with them either time?
No.
All right. And what was the purpose of them flagging you down on the second occasion?
Get the car off the road. I need help with the car.
What was wrong with the car?
I'm not sure.
Okay. But it wouldn't run?
It wasn't moving.
All right. Did you take them or one of them to the auto parts store?
Yes.
What auto parts store was that?
That was the Advanced Autos on South Monroe.
All right. And did you go inside the advanced auto?
No. No.
Do you know what was purchased in the advanced auto?
Like a hose for the car.
A hose for the car?
Yeah. Small
Do you
hose.
know which one of the gentlemen purchased the hose?
Because both of them. I'm saying
Both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, so you took both of them to the auto parts store?
Yes.
All right, and you didn't go in to see which one actually paid the money for the hose?
No, ma'am.
All right. Did you take them back to their car on the side of Monroe Street?
Yes.
And did you hang around while they worked on the car?
Yes.
All right, who was doing the work on the car?
I think it was a taller one.
You think it was the taller one?
Yeah.
Did they ask you to do anything else for them after you helped them with the car?
Yes.
What was that?
Grabbed them a room.
All right. And did you register for a motel room for them that night?
Yes,
And you did that in your name?
yes.
Where was that?
The roadway on North Monroe.
What kind of car did they have when you checked them into the roadway on North Monroe?
It's a small station wagon car, gray station wagon. I don't know. It's like, not sure what it was.
Okay. But it was small.
It's like a little station wagon looking car.
Okay. Do you know the make and model of that vehicle?
No.
All right. Have you previously seen a photograph of a vehicle that you
Yeah.
indicated was similar?
Yeah.
I'm going to approach and show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 4. Do you recognize State's 4?
Yeah.
How do you recognize it?
That's the vehicle that was actually parked outside the room, and the one that was outside the road that needed.
Is that consistent
That's
with
it.
the
It's
vehicle?
something like that right there.
Judge, I'm gonna object to it. It appears that the prosecution suggested similarities between what you saw and what's in the picture. I would object.
Overruled.
Is the vehicle pictured in State's Exhibit 4 consistent with the vehicle you saw these two gentlemen driving?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you to initial that photograph anywhere.
Night, JJ.
May I publish State's 4?
Yes.
Did you have any contact with them in the motel room that night at the roadway?
No, ma'am.
Did they give you any money for assisting them with the car?
Yes.
How much?
Can't recall. Probably
recall.
about $60 or something.
Say it again?
About 60.
$60.
About something like that, yeah.
Did they tell you why they did not want to register for the motel room in their own name?
No.
And you didn't ask?
No.
When you left the motel that night after getting the room for them, did you take a photograph of their vehicle?
I took a photograph of the tag.
Why'd you do that?
I wasn't too sure about what the hell was going on. I wanted to cover my,
Because the room was in your name? you
yeah,
mean?
I wanted to, cover
Okay.
myself.
And the picture that you took of the tag of the vehicle, do you still have that?
No, the phone's long gone.
All right, by the time law enforcement located you and interviewed you, was that photograph gone?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you shown photographic lineups in this case?
Yes.
I'm gonna approach with what I've marked as State's Exhibits 85 and 86. State's Exhibit 86 indicates it's a photographic lineup of Sigfredo Garcia. Were you able to pick anybody out of the photos that were shown to you in this case?
Yes.
Is that your signature there on the front page?
Yes.
All right, and this indicates you selected photograph 2. This photograph 2, is that the photo you selected?
Yes.
All right, and that was one of the people that you interacted with
Yes.
both trips?
Yep.
State's Exhibit 85, showing you the first page of that exhibit. Is that your signature there in State's 85?
Yes.
Okay, and this one indicates it's a photographic lineup of Luis Rivera. Did you select photograph number 3?
Huh?
Is that the photograph you selected?
Yes.
Number 3? Okay. One moment, please, Your Honor. I'm approaching you now as State's Exhibit 84, Mr. Nobles. And Mr. Nobles, this is a document which purports to be a record certified and authentic from the Roadway Inn at 2702 North Monroe Street in Tallahassee, Florida. Is that where you got them a room that night?
Yes.
Okay, and I want to draw your attention to the guest list here. It indicates down here on the list, Shadrick Nobles,
Yes.
July 17th. The end is cut off there, but July 17th, oh, here it is,
2014.
to July 18th, 2014. Is that correct?
Man,
Okay, Judge, at this time, I'd ask to move into evidence State's Exhibit.
Sorry, guys. Paul, what do you mean? Yes, Sky. Neither Katie nor Charlie should be doing life. I'm confused by that. Oh yay, at Paul. Katie had 2 immunity deals. Charlie with life without parole seems fine to me. Yeah, God bless Shadrick. Okay, 1 second. And I just realized I didn't have this on big screen, so sorry about that, guys. There we go. Let the man shine. Back.
Exhibit 84.
Any objection?
I'd like to review that.
Believe it. My nap time, guys. Come on, hurry up.
Because I object to that document is hearsay.
Overruled. McVan won't have any objection.
No objection.
All right, it'll be admitted. You mind?
Okay, sorry, Paul. I didn't get it there. Thank you. Yeah. I honestly, guys, don't get Rochelle started on Daniel Rashbaum and this whole thing, because other lawyers are out there protecting him right now, and it just infuriates me. So I need a little Shadrick time.
Yes. Believe it.
Believe it.
Frost.
Mr. Nobles, good afternoon. Do you know exactly what day in June that the government was referring to that you first claimed that you had contact with my client?
Do I what now?
Do you remember the day in June?
Shit, man, no.
Well, whatever day it was, your testimony was that you were hanging out in the parking lot of the motel, correct?
No, I wasn't hanging out, coming through, driving through.
I'm sorry?
Driving through when I was flagged down by you.
You're driving through by a hotel, and was it daytime or nighttime?
Night.
I'm sorry?
Night.
Was it dark outside?
Yep.
And so someone from a motel randomly picks your car, flags you down. That's your testimony, correct?
Randomly picked me, I guess so. That's what
I'm
happened.
sorry, sir. I can't.
That's what happened. I was flagged down.
Okay, so you were flagged down. Had you ever had any previous exposure or experience with my client?
Nope.
And so he randomly flags you down and asks to buy cocaine, correct?
Yeah.
And you were more than happy to oblige, correct?
All right.
Okay. So did you have cocaine on you?
No.
Okay. So did you have to go to your stash house to get it?
What stash house?
I'm sorry?
What stash house?
Well, if you didn't have the cocaine on you, was it?
I know where to
stashed?
get it from.
You know where to get it from?
Yeah.
So you then went and retrieved cocaine and came back to the.
Tennis Girl says, I just keep thinking what could have been. Pardon me. Of course, if Judge had not allowed Rashi there, would definitely had been a long delay and no trial would have been set this week. No, but here's my view on that, Tennis Girl. If in the beginning they would have made Rashi step aside and say, no, you cannot do this. It's too much of a conflict, blah, blah, blah. We would be closer today to a trial date than we are now because of Rashi. Consider we've already had 11 months waiting for a trial date. So if in the beginning we would have had the right lawyers and not Rashi, we'd be way closer to a trial date than what we are at sitting now. We've already wasted 11 months.
That's
11
infuriating.
months.
Infuriating.
Yep.
It makes my Irish act up.
11 months has already. We would be much closer. Yeah, we wouldn't be probably a trial date next week or whatever, but we definitely would be much closer. I think we would have probably been, because she would have wanted it within the year. She would have definitely wanted it within the year. I think we probably would have seen November, like her October, November, like Charlie's. Oh, that would be awesome. Shadrick for Congress t-shirt. It could have also been turned over an appeal because Donna was deprived of her chosen counsel. But if the courts had the proof that there was too much, like these waivers, every lawyer out there on YouTube is saying these waivers, except for one, is saying these waivers don't stand up. Because Charlie could have waited. Listen, guys, we could have been where the jury was being sent back for deliberation, and all of a sudden Charlie could have said, I don't agree to that waiver. And that would have thrown the whole trial. It could have got overturned, yes.
They just mistrial.
Sorry, it could have went to an appeal, but an appeal is not going to, there's so many lawyers out there that said an appeal would not have overturned that because they would have seen all the conflict. And they would have taken the judge's word. 11 months of Donna's money in Rashi's pocket. That's only what it is.
The rowboat of doubloons. Golden doubloons.
But the new attorney, I don't know. It took 11 months with using the same attorney. But that's like, at least we would be that much closer. Now she's getting new attorneys. We've gone 11 months. Now she's getting new attorneys. And we're going to be another year and a half. So almost 2 years to bring Donna to trial.
I think she'll do the time standing on her head, Rochelle. No problem. Donna's a tough bird, and I think she'll die before she caves.
Stall tactics are
nothing new for this woman. I think, oh boy, she's still steering it.
And Sherez says, I know, but all her team has to do is insist that the defense goal of both Donna and Charlie are in alignment, and there'll be no reason for anyone to revoke the waiver. But they wouldn't be able to prove there was no reason because look at this. We've been told how long that Rashi's had waivers, and all of a sudden it gets revoked. I'm just saying, guys, I wish Rashi would have been a decent human being right from the beginning and said, you know what? This is too murky. This is too murky. You need your own lawyer. I can consult and get your lawyer up to speed, but it's too murky for me to be in this. And we'd be 11 months closer to a trial than where we are today. He was just in it for the money. Paul says, I was 31 when I started. Oh, sorry, that's an internal conversation. Tennis girl, I totally agree, but still, I think 2025 would have been the earliest. And you're most likely probably right. Absolutely. I'm wishful thinking that it would have been October, November, but
No, we're very looking forward to it.
yeah, Donna can thrive. Donna can thrive in prison if she wants to. Absolutely. Shiraz, because we're in this conversation. I don't know how much the judge and state know about the defense strategy is going to play out in detail. I don't know how normal it is to make sure your opposition is doing their job correctly. Well, from what because I just lurked last night because I was at the hospital and stuff, so I was just lurking. But a lot of people were saying that it's just these waivers are, you can have them 1 minute and then they're gone the next minute. And then a lot of them were saying the judge and the state should have demanded to have them in the docket, in the court files. They should have demanded to have these written documents in court files.
It should be protocol, don't you think, Rochelle?
I think so.
It just should be, if these waivers weren't in the court record, cleaned up, as they say, or perfecting the record, they call it, what these waivers are so important to this case and the way they're going to proceed. Why wouldn't they put those at the get-go?
Especially if it's something like this, right? If it's a mother-daughter or mother-son thing, if it's something like this, you would think Rashi would want to protect his ass, right? You would think he would want to. And Shiraz, I get that Rash is a piece of shit. He should have been removed on the onset, but that could have been seen as a violation of Donna's rights to counsel, especially if she's paying them. I get that. I get that would have been, but Rash, first off, and I'm not going against Judge Everett, guys, but Judge Everett should have brought Charlie in via Zoom or whatever and got him on the court record saying he gave this waiver.
Yeah.
He should have done this. Like, it should be somewhere in the court records. That's why I say Rashi's an asshole. Rashi shouldn't have done this, but at the same time, there's egg on the prosecutor's faces and there's egg on Everett's face. I'm just calling it as it's seen. They should have made sure the court docket or the court orders were all clear, no murk, no nothing. And the ball got dropped in every angle. And Georgia really should have fought for Rash not to be there. But it is what it is. We are here today.
Sometimes, Rochelle, when they follow the letter of the law, it's just not enough.
No.
I mean, they with the American law, they can just object and they can carry on. But if it's not written in a certain way in a book somewhere, their hands are tied. Yeah, it's going to be so frustrating as a prosecutor to watch this. Be ready to go to battle with this defense and get after Rash and get after Donna and the whole Adelson family, and then boom, here's this completely legal technical, bullshit that derails her. And she's probably lined up her schedule and all the other cases and other people she's prosecuting to do this. And she's got to be pissed.
Working all the angles is why you pay big money for a lawyer.
Right.
Yeah.
And so this is one of the angles. And so I don't know.
And Shiraz, I bet he does that from now on. I bet he does too. And Roger, if there will be a complete set of defense lawyers without Morris, this trial will take place in the 2025, 2020. I agree, Roger. I would say more in the 2026 area. Agreed. Embarrassment all the way around. This is what happens when you assume your colleagues are minimally competent. Yeah, and you know what they say about assume? It makes an ass out of you and me. That's what, and I'm telling you, like I get Georgia is pissed. I would bet. And I get Judge Everett was mad, but
Ooh-wee.
at the same time, you know, I really appreciate people when they're wrong or they've overlooked something or whatever. If they just come out and say, we screwed up. If they own it, I appreciate them so much more. And that's why I think I was so heated when it came to Jack Campbell, because he just put on his ballet shoes and danced around the subject. And I didn't appreciate that very much at all. If trial takes place in 2026, more freedom for Wendy. Yep. Like I said, we could be looking at, no, I'm not going to say me. The Markels could be looking at maybe getting justice 14 years after their son was murdered. It's gross to me. I can't take. And here's the thing. Even if the waivers existed, Charlie can rescind them at any time. So having them as worthless anyway. But Rashbaum agreed. He had Charlie's blessing. Exactly. But he never produced, and nobody asked him to produce those waivers.
Yeah, you can't take a handshake in matters like this. You have to put it in writing. The whole legal, why you pay a lawyer is to make sure that there's no loose ends like that. And Rashbaum just flunked, in my opinion.
Not only put it in writing, but
in my humble opinion,
file it with the court.
And that's what I don't understand. Why they're not made to file them with the court. They should be in the court records.
Right. I'd be somebody must be documenting it, and for the court. And I don't think Kranick is putting up with the Boone bullshit any more than Judge Everett is going to put up with this.
That's right. And Roger says if all the Adelsons got convicted in 4 years, the eldest B. Markel is 18 and he could choose. Well, at 18, he's probably going to be in university or college, right? So he'll be living on his own anyway. So, and Shiraz says it wouldn't have mattered even if he had them. Once Charlie was informed how Rashbaum was fucking him, he would have rescinded anyway. Exactly. Like Rashbaum just needed to do the right thing from the beginning. Like all these lawyers out there that have got their nose is so far up Rashi's ass right now drives me nuts. Because you know what? Just because you're a lawyer, don't sit there and placate another lawyer because that's the brotherly way or whatever they want to call it. He did wrong. Call him out on it. If you call out people on what they did wrong, then maybe we would have a better legal system, better all this, like better for victims. Like, guys, you all know I come at this through a victim's point of view. And when I see lawyers that are just out there and prosecutors and all this that are just out there kissing another lawyer's ass that absolutely did something wrong, I'm going to say it and I'm going to call it out. Yeah. Yep. Rashi isn't a right thing kind of guy. No, he's not. Yeah. And somebody asked, what does squishy mean? God only knows. I looked through a bunch of legal stuff today and I did not find the term squishy anywhere.
Not in Black's Law. Just the other side of firm.
Yeah. And Roger says Rashbaum just bought a mansion last March 2024 in Plantation, Florida, 1.8. Yep, it's a gorgeous.
Yeah, we looked at that, Roger.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. I think Shiraz uncertain, confused, uncertain. Oh yeah, weak, flaccid. Shiraz, you're killing me here.
Yes, thesaurus.
Yeah, but apparently they did. Oh, so that was it. Rashi. Oh, sorry. Rashi was just there for the money, but I can't fathom George and ever just asking Rashi for his word. Yep, but they did. Squishy, not solid. So the waivers are squishy. They're not solid. Oh God, what does our legal system come to? Hopefully it goes into foreclosure when he can't find his money clients. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in his firm, like with his partners, to see what they said to him. Like the guy had no advisors. Like he had no advisors, nobody, and Tim was right. Tim Jansen was right about something. If you've got to call the ethics board, then you shouldn't be doing it. If you got to call the ethics board and say, "Hey,
Cha-ching.
yeah, you shouldn't be doing it," it just bugs me so much. Okay, we'll get what do we got. I like flaccid best. Yep.
I like Roger's comment that the prosecution needs to be held. The prosecution needs to have some feet to their fire. Georgia could have made
Their feet, maybe.
The fire to the feet the other way. To keep her accountable, to keep it in the press, to put out that they should have been doing something about this more urgently.
Well, like they say,
they let the defense get ahead of them.
They say the district attorney does not go on and do a interview or press conference if they don't know they did something wrong. And that's fine. But the problem is he danced around it. He should have owned it. And when he minimized this case to other cases, he really, really got to me because the Markels have been going through this for so long. He would say, yeah, and he sits there and says, I don't like old cases, then arrest them all. Get it done with. How did you find Rashi's house? Can you show us? I can pull Rashi's house up again. Let me see. I wrote the address down. Where did I write it? I got so many paper. Oh, there it is. There's the address.
Ooh.
It's a gorgeous house. Don't include address. Why? Yes, I know. Don't include the address. YouTube gonna hit you. Yeah.
I don't think.
Last time she showed it, she got it. That's fine.
Yeah, I showed it without the address. Yeah, I showed it without the address. I know that can't show addresses.
Yeah, and we don't speak the names of the minor children.
No, and I don't say the Markel boys' names. I disagree with saying that. I know they're out there, but
yeah, we like to have friendly discussions and not have people swatting people's houses, things like that. Don't do it. That's not what we're here.
Don't be Rochelle and go egg his house. Because I can't guarantee if I wasn't down there that I wouldn't egg the house. Just saying. Just saying. Pew, sorry guys, I didn't know what y'all know. I don't even know what I don't know, but I know it's a whole lot. I agree. Shrez, listen, I appreciate you putting that there because I don't know what I know that I don't know I know.
And you know that I know that you don't know.
Yep. Hey, you're also looking out for me because listen, I sometimes don't know how to unmute myself. So I get it. Here we go. This is Daniel's lovely house. Lovely house. It's gorgeous. Do you think Morris will stay? I don't. I bet I'm almost thinking
Why is
Judge
this-
Everett said to him
That looks like Tony Montana's house.
that we're here, that he probably said to him in that back room, get her a new lawyer, and you're best off to dismiss yourself before. So I bet you on October 15th, we're going to see Donna's new lawyers and Morris asked to be dismissed. That's what I think. Like this. Yeah, this is a gorgeous. Look at this back. Look at this. Here's gonna be Rashi sitting in here. He's gonna be sitting in there with his gold chains on, thinking he's all the Mac Daddy. Yep. And he's probably gonna have Roberta Glass's Donna song playing. Like, this house is gorgeous. Rashi's sipping margaritas in his backyard pool. Yep. Yeah, look at this. This is insane. This is what Adelson money buys you right here. Which only helps Wendy, I think. Rashi would True say. I love that song too, Donna. Yeah, which only helps Wendy. I think Rashi always seemed to be defending her anyway. Yeah. You know what? It just blows my mind because sometimes I'll think, what if Rash was 100% just protecting Wendy in this? Yeah, well, he doesn't really. Are they 3 growing kids? Oh, maybe, because he's my age. Yeah, so he possibly could have 3 growing kids. Mine's 29, so. Like, this house is absolutely bloody gorgeous. Imagine that, just looking out those big windows every day. Could not even. That's not a pool. It's a glorified jacuzzi. Yeah, Jibs, you're right. But that doesn't stop him sitting out there with his fruity frou-frou drinks and his water wings, because I'm sure he needs water wings. He's not that bright. Make sure he doesn't sink. Look at that kitchen. This house is just... Can't even imagine having that view, waking up to that. That would be just absolutely gorgeous. So do I, Shaz. I like the floor tile. Those pics...
Till a hurricane comes along and whips you right off the face of the planet.
Those pics always distort the size and shape of a room. It's probably not anywhere near this big. Not saying it's not nice. Yeah. No, right, because they take it at that perfect angle, right? With a wide angle lens. Do not know where she's staying in Austin. I can't imagine having that many windows, though. Well, Rashi's got he's got quite a bit of money. I'm sure he can hire window cleaners. I'd guarantee he's going after Rashi for a refund. I'd guarantee it. Harvey just doesn't look at this. Look at that bathroom.
Oh, I'd slip and hurt myself.
Like,
oh boy!
Look at Rashi's new office.
I think this is just an investment. He's going to turn around and sell it.
It's in a gated community. I think he figured he was going to need some security.
That's just for his side piece.
Ah!
Exactly. Well, Stress says exactly what I was thinking. The windows are a nightmare. We've got all windows on the back of the house, and they are a giant pain in the ass. Oh, Christine says it's not cozy. Oh, I like the minimalist look,
Not
though.
at all. And it's staged.
Yeah, this is staged. It's obviously not his furniture or anything like that, but
It's beautiful.
it
Tastes
is gorgeous. Like this is his house, and
The
this is what he's
gator
got. Like, can't even imagine.
That's one good hurricane, Shiraz. I get it.
One hurricane could ruin the entire first floor of our house, and there isn't a damn thing we can do about to rent it. Oh, that sucks, dude. I think Rashi earned every cent. Chips and Jab says, I think Rashi earned every cent he had to take Donna's 40 calls per day. Sorry, there's no amount of tequila for me to handle that. And you know what? He could actually write down and make it so he earned that money.
Tax deduction.
And you know there's alligators in that water there.
Oh, you know. You know what
You
there's
all
some
know Miami is sinking, right? Is it really sinking?
the water levels are rising.
He will get Chucky's yacht. Chucky's yacht was just a tiny little boat. It was nothing special.
Chips.
Nothing like having people watch you in the crapper every morning with all the windows. Yep. Yep. And had to take all Charlie's calls. Yep. He could actually, like, there was somebody on YouTube today that said he could actually count up all the calls. And because most lawyers will say, no matter what, if the call was only 5 minutes, it's an hour. Right? So
I think they
he
build like
could,
18 minutes.
yeah, he could actually make it that he earned that money. So I think
he's
that
gonna have-
is,
He's going to have to make every cent count to keep that roof over his head.
mhm. He's,
Man,
but
only, what a
I'd like
path.
to know if he paid cash for it.
Uh,
Can you imagine if he paid cash? Wow.
So for the person who didn't know Shadrick, did they get enough of Shadrick, or are we
Oh,
rabbit hole gone
Shadrick.
down? Or
I'm just putting him back on the screen. A 5-minute call with an Adelson isn't that possible? Isn't that? No, but they were trying to explain that if a normal person, because the Adelsons aren't normal, if they called and they were only on the phone for 5 minutes, or say they left a 5-minute message, that is an instant hour charge. So they were saying that he could actually make it out that he made all this money. Yeah, it's getting harder to get property insurance in the coastal states. I'm in Houston, and we are recently dropped by our property insurance carrier. We've never claimed 10 years we've been here. Wow.
Shiraz, you got to come to the volcano state here in Washington.
yeah, I know you'll hate it. It's
We can
cloudy,
get
it
property
rains all the
insurance.
time.
We can get, oh yeah, that's right. Don't come.
No, stay away.
Volcanoes, at least you can get property insurance.
Oh, and here's Rochelle up here in Canada that would do anything to live down there. Because I'd put up, I just would probably until my first hurricane, and then I'd be crying and I'd be wanting to come home. But
The grass is always greener somewhere else.
Yeah, and a guy
Yeah.
like Shadrick might pull over and help you with your car too, by the way.
I'd buy him a beer.
I'd be like, Shadrick, man,
Yeah,
let's go have
come on,
lunch.
Shadrick, come on over.
I wouldn't be afraid of Shadrick. I want the warm weather. Yeah, I want the warm weather.
Oh my goodness.
And they say the more sun you have, and that it's a better quality of life when you get more sun into your life.
Yeah.
Shiraz, we don't tan, we rust. Oh, Sky. I love the PNW, though. My dad lived in Oregon and Washington for about 10 years before he died. Oh, I'm sorry about your dad.
Yeah. And Rochelle, honey, we're sorry about stepmom.
Oh, thank you for that.
We
Oh,
are.
at Sky Troop, at least you don't cook. I would be okay. I'd be like, oh, how's the weather? If somebody in Canada, if I lived down there and somebody for Canada said to me, how's the weather? I'm like, hold on. Yeah, I'm about medium well today. I'm like, oh, I'm about overdone today. But here we go. All right, we'll finish watching Shadrick and then we will call her a
Were
night.
you alone?
No,
You were with other people,
I
correct?
was with a girl.
You were with just a girl?
He was with a girl. Patsy, I would welcome those wrinkles. Well, look at you don't get wrinkles down in Miami until you go to prison.
Take 2 moldy stacks, Rochelle.
You don't get wrinkles in Miami till you go to prison. Donna showed us that.
Well,
And Shiraz is Rochelle. It's like walking around in someone's mouth 10 months out of the
yee.
Shiraz. I love you. But how the hell do you know it's like walking around in someone's mouth? I don't know.
Yeesh.
I've never heard. I've never heard. Oh, I love you, Shiraz, but I've never heard that. I'm gonna say that up. I'm gonna say that up here, and somebody's gonna say, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Oh my God.
And I'm not even drinking, guys. I'm not. I promise.
I am.
Oh, I love that, Shiraz. Oh my God, you just made me laugh so hard. And I think I really must have really needed that because I've got tears coming out of my eyes. Oh.
Oh.
Steinbeck said that Rashi actually won every case he prosecuted when he was the DA. The Rashi was kidnapped by aliens. Yeah, but it's easy. Yes, I know Steinbeck said that. I would like to see the things that I'm not doubting Steinbeck because don't doubt Steinbeck. I was with a girl, homie. Yep.
Wait.
Oh, Shiraz, you made me feel so good right there. I just stepped outside to let my dogs pee and my glasses go. Oh, glasses got fogged over. So you didn't even hear me break down laughing, Shiraz? That's a shame. Oh. Yeah, 90% of crime cases are pleaded down.
Mm-hmm.
And that could have been a lot of what, and also remember Rashi probably had a good second chair as a prosecutor. So might make him look good as a first chair, but who knows, his second chair might have been his brains and his balls at the same time.
Woo.
Because Rashi don't have balls. Honestly, I have his address now. I should actually mail him a pair of brass balls and say, hey, do these fit? Has anybody ever seen Recome for a Dream?
Dream.
Wendy might find out was asked to ask means if she's convicted. Oh, I've never seen it.
Huh.
Oh, I tell you. I was so glad I wasn't drinking my pop at that moment because let's ring the doorbell. Paul, we can do it. We'll ring the
Ding dong.
Ding dong ditch. What do we call it here? Ding dong ditch, I think it is. And then as Paul's running away, I'll get ahead and I'll whip the egg and then
Mrs. Sky will leave a bag of dog poop on fire. On the
Flaming dog of bag poop.
yep.
That's
Oh,
how they
also-
did it where I came from.
They have those in stores, don't they? Those brass balls type thing. They'll send them and say, here.
I'm going to plead the fifth.
Taking the fifth.
Send him a box saying, You left these in Tallahassee.
Big white panties.
Pair of panties.
Oh, no, the best thing would be if you had found somebody. Our channel, it's gone off the rails, guys. If you're new here, you're one of those 112 watching, or 113 watching right now.
We're not so serious.
We're off the
the
rails.
time.
It's Friday night. Find somebody that's pregnant, pee on a stick, and mail it to them. And too bad we couldn't get somebody to say it was from Leon County Jail. Get the stamp from Leon County Jail. Oh, God, that'd be funny.
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah, to all the newcomers here in chat, please keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the ride vehicle at all times. This chat has a history of going off the rails. Oh, but what do we do, guys? It's like I said, we'll get back to our seriousness
All right. Yeah,
tomorrow.
very serious.
What?
We're
The
all
anal-
so serious.
Like I watched, like I said, I
Shadrick,
watched
so
a lot of
serious.
YouTube channels last night, and people were so just angry and coming at new YouTube channels, and I was like, this is crazy. What dispensary have you been to tonight? Not me, my dear. I've never done that once in my life.
Oh no.
Never, never. I've never touched any of that, and I think that I'm just probably overtired.
Girl?
Yeah.
Not a girl and two other guys?
No.
So it was just you and a girl?
Yeah.
What's her name? Lakeisha?
Leticia.
Letitia? What's her last name?
Marine.
Marine? And you entered the motel room, correct?
Yeah.
And was there another gentleman in the motel room?
Yeah.
Can you describe that gentleman?
Short, stocky.
That gentleman right there, correct?
Believe it.
That gentleman right there?
Believe it.
Would you have, did you describe him as villainy?
Villainy.
Like he looked like a villain?
Objection.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's him right there.
Have you ever described him as villainy?
Sustained.
That's him right there.
Wait a minute, stop. When there's objection, stop. Till
Yeah.
answer. I've sustained the objection.
Was he armed?
Yeah.
And by armed, I mean, did he have a gun?
It was a gun laying on the dresser.
And did he leave it laying on the dresser when you walked in the
When I
room?
came in, he got picked it up.
Okay. And what did he do when you picked it up?
Picked it up and had put it on. I mean,
I'm sorry?
it's like basically picked it up.
He picked it up.
Yeah. I would pick it up too. I don't know what else.
At any point, did you see my client with a gun that night?
No.
Would you describe that gentleman as being aggressive?
Yeah.
And by that gentleman, I mean Louis Rivera, the gentleman in the picture.
The guy right there with the gold on. Yeah.
At any point during that evening, did they mention to you that they were there for a homicide?
Why would they do that?
Why would they flag down a random stranger to buy cocaine? I'm asking a question.
That's a good question.
Now, you claim that you've never met either my client or the gentleman in that picture before, correct?
No.
That gentleman in the picture, his name is Louis Rivera. Are you aware of that?
Thanks for telling me.
So no one had ever told you that before, sir?
That's his name, right?
Was he your source of supply of drugs from Miami?
What the fuck is he?
I'm sorry?
What the hell are you
Was he-
talking about?
Well, you're a drug dealer, right?
Hell no.
No. Well, what did you do that night?
I'm
Did-
sorry,
did-
guys.
Did you go and
That's
deliver
the
drugs?
best part
Mr.
of Shadrick. I have to go back a minute.
What the hell are you
Was he-
talking about?
Oh,
Well, see your source of
His name, right?
Was he your source of supply of drugs from Miami?
What the fuck is he?
I'm sorry?
What the hell you
What's he-
talking about?
Well, you're a drug dealer, right?
Hell no.
No. Well, what did you do that night?
Uh,
Did you go and deliver drugs to Mr. Garcia according to your statement?
I went and got some drugs for him.
I'm sorry?
I went and got drugs for him.
So was Mr. Rivera the plug for the person that supplies you your drugs?
No. Nope.
No,
You claim that
no.
you saw them again a month
That
later,
was
correct?
awesome.
Yeah.
And this time it was by happenstance that once again they just ran into you on the road in Tallahassee, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy.
A coincidence, right?
Yeah. Strange.
Strange.
And the government showed the document.
Betsy. Hell no.
Reservation list for motels here in Tallahassee, correct?
Yeah.
And it's your testimony that you reserved this room for, in essence, for strangers, correct?
Yeah.
You didn't reserve the room to conduct another drug transaction?
You.
No? Where do you live? Or I'm sorry, let me rephrase the question. Where did you live at the time of, let me finish the question, I'm sorry. Where did you live on July 14th, 2014?
In my vehicle.
You lived in your vehicle?
Yeah.
And you'd agree with me that conducting a substantial, and this is a general question, would you agree with me that conducting a substantial drug transaction in an open air vehicle would be a stupid, stupid decision?
I didn't believe it.
Better believe it.
And you also indicated that you took a photograph of the tag of the car, but that photograph's no longer anywhere to be found, correct?
Nope.
Did anyone go with you to rent the room for this
Yeah.
hotel other than yourself?
Yeah. Same girl.
Same girl. Letitia Vernon?
Leticia Vereen.
Vereen. Give me a second.
Yeah, tennis. Judge is Googling, believe it. We need a shirt. We need a shirt in the store that says believe it. And what the fuck is he talking about?
Now, you understand that there's a difference between powder cocaine and crack cocaine, correct?
Believe it.
And to convert powder cocaine to crack cocaine, you gotta have to cook it, correct?
Yeah, I guess.
You've never witnessed or observed powder cocaine being cooked to crack cocaine?
No. Have you?
You didn't contact law enforcement after, I mean, you heard about the Dan Markel murder the day it occurred?
I don't know anything about that.
And you approached law enforcement in this case, correct?
No.
They called you, right?
Came and got me.
They came and got you because there was phone records on a phone that you used, correct?
All right.
That showed that there was communication between you and Luis Rivera, correct?
All right.
Do you have multiple phones? Did you have multiple phones at that time or just one?
Oh, man. So
Well, let
many.
me rephrase the question, sir. Have you ever had a throw phone, a drop phone, a burn?
You got me. What is that?
Okay, a phone, like an additional phone. You know how some people have multiple phones?
Yeah, yes.
Have you ever had multiple phones?
Yeah, I got a couple of phones.
Okay. Did you give the phone numbers of the other phones to law enforcement?
Why would I do that?
On the June 4th trip, did Mr. Rivera threaten you with a firearm?
No.
Objection. Evidence.
Overruled.
When you went to speak to law
Did you
enforcement?
answer the question? Sure.
Yes,
So
sir.
yes or no?
Oh, no.
He said no. Thank you.
I couldn't hear.
When you went to talk to law enforcement with regards to this, did you tell them that you sold, or your testimony is that you provided powder cocaine?
Okay, say that again.
Sure, no problem. So the cops call you, right?
They ain't called me. They came and got me.
They came, knocked on your door.
No, they ain't. They pulled up on me.
They pulled up on you.
Yeah.
Were you still living in your car?
Yeah.
Okay. So they pulled up on you and they said, we need to talk to you downtown?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it like that or a little?
Yeah.
Okay. So they take you downtown, right?
Yeah.
Do they read you your Miranda rights?
No.
And when they start
No.
asking you these questions, do you tell them that you sold powder cocaine?
Okay, why would I do that? It's crazy.
Well, you said it today, right?
Oh, yeah. But shit, I wouldn't just volunteer that kind of shit like that.
And you'll agree with me, Mr. Nobles, that you came here under a state subpoena, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Correct? You have to say yes because the young lady. Okay. So you have some sort of immunity from being able to give a confession because that's what you've done. You've confessed to the members of this jury that you were involved in a drug deal, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and you know that these prosecutors, and no one from Leon County or no law enforcement officer will ever prosecute you for committing a second-degree felony based on federal,
You're
Florida
trying
statute,
to
correct?
paint that picture like I'm a drug dealer, buddy. It's not that. You can't paint a picture like that.
Okay, but by your
Instead of
own,
trying to paint that picture, though,
well,
that's not me.
sir,
I'm not one of those guys. Sorry.
no worries.
Believe that.
I'm simply saying
Believe
your
that.
testimony has been in June. A random stranger flags you down and you provide him with powder cocaine. Yes?
Believe it.
Okay. And also well, here's the thing. You
We're
say
not
believe.
just gonna repeat everything you said twice, Mr. Singer.
Yeah, you should trying to paint that picture, buddy.
Oh, stop. No, be quiet. It'll ask you a new question.
Give me a second, Your Honor.
You right?
Can we go, sir? I just want to clarify something before I ask the question.
Oh, bullshit.
What kind of bullshit is this? I wonder how hard the jury how hard it was for them not to laugh. Because I wouldn't have been able to do it. Oh, it still kills me that he pulls out his cell phone. It still kills me. Oh, look here. He breaks out his phone on the witness stand. Oh, God, it's great. Hey, Road Scholar, how are you?
Mr. Nobles, were you on probation when you spoke to the police?
Shit, I don't recall. I don't know.
Have you been on probation recently?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you violated your probation, now you're a convicted felon?
I guess that's what you want to call it.
Well, I'm asking you, sir.
I don't know.
Well, you were on probation and you violated your probation, correct?
Yeah,
As a result of the violation, did your withhold become a conviction?
I don't know.
Judge, no further questions, and I reserve the right to recall Mr. Noble.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Nobles. During the direct examination by Ms. Kappelman, you were asked a question. You said something about a girl, that the two guys in the room were talking to a girl because they, correct me if I'm wrong, they wanted help from the girl, right?
They want help from the girl.
All right.
Like talking about the girl that I brought with me, right?
No. We're talking about, you said that you were in the hotel room or the motel room, and that the guys that you were in the room with were on the phone with somebody that needed help with the car, that they were talking to some girl. You remember that? You
They
said,
had said something about the vehicle. They said she. I don't know what the conversation was about, but they were like, she can come get the car or something like that. That's what I heard.
Okay.
Overheard.
And they
Wasn't no
want-
conversation on the phone, nothing like that. She was like on my way out, and they were like, she can come with some shit like that.
I just wanted to make sure you knew what topic I was talking
Yeah,
about.
I know what you're talking about now.
You don't know who she is.
No.
No.
And what they were saying was, well, we need her to come here now to help.
Oh,
with
she
the-
can, yeah, come get that or the car or whatever.
All right, which
Yeah.
would indicate somebody that's local, not somebody that's in another state.
Hey,
You don't know.
that's as good as mine.
You don't know. Fair agreement?
I don't know.
All right. Next topic, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot here or blow you up. The cocaine.
Oh man, here we go.
All right. So you're saying that a gentleman asked you.
I believe this was the first trip that he's talking about, that the girl can come and get the car. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm still wondering about that first trip in Wendy. I don't know why, but. And Patsy, that's hilarious. Remember when I said about 20 minutes ago that I was not trying not to laugh? As soon as I saw him and he started to talk, I started cracking up. Shrez says, smart guy, ain't gonna let this worm put words in his mouth. Absolutely. He was the best. Shadrick has way more integrity than most. Honesty. His testimony rocked. I love him. Absolutely. Mrs. Sky says, Shadrick, don't get squishy now. Did they ask Lewis about this she comment? I don't think so. I don't see it anywhere, Tennis Girl. Jib says the girl is from the auto rental. It was a local use only. So they rented a car, the first car to come up to Tallahassee, but while they were in Tallahassee, they rented another car? Is that what you're saying, Jibs? Shraz says no. So they brought, sorry, I'm probably too tired. So they brought their own car up and rented a car while they were in Tallahassee. Didn't inform him. They rented a car in Miami, but didn't inform them that they would be leaving Miami area.
Skytroop thinks they rented the girl.
No,
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
That's
Jib.
what
Oh wait, no,
Jibs thought.
Jibs thinks they rented the girl.
That's
That's
what I
what Sky.
think Jibs
That's
thought.
what Skytroop's thinking.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm confused. You got me confused now, guys.
Just a rental.
once-
Oh, the hybrid car. Oh, I mean the girl.
So once they got out of the radius, they were allowed to drive. The car rental company was notified. Okay. They rented a hybrid car. Glad to see reducing their carbon footprint. Yeah.
Oh.
They had to bring the car back to Miami from Tallahassee because the car company wanted it back immediately. So then they said the girl can come and get it.
Oh.
Well, that's what Shadrick testifies to.
Yeah, but they obviously took it back.
Hmm.
So there was mistakes on every trip, Shiraz, wasn't there? So that was the first mistake on trip 1. So, but then if Shadrick testified the girl can come and get the car, were they talking about some rental girl that could have come and got the car? I didn't hear if someone was going to come and get it. Maybe they asked her or something. The guys were kind of dumb. Oh, you are speaking the truth there, Shiraz. But all right, we'll finish Shadrick here.
You to go get cocaine, right? You take some money, you go in,
Grab
and pick
it.
up.
Yeah.
You know where to, hear me out to know where I'm going here. You know where to get it from is what you said, right?
Yeah.
You know people that are in the drug game.
I just know where to go get it from.
You know where to go get it.
Yeah.
You've been around cocaine before. I'm not saying you're dealing it. I'm not saying you're using it. You've been around
I
it.
just know what they was talking about when they said cocaine.
You know what's a big amount, what's a small amount.
Jib says, yes, the rental company called them and said, we know you're in Tallahassee. So they probably said to her, well, you can come and get the car then. I don't know. I heard the basic story from Lewis when he was interrogated in custody. Not sure who to believe about what. No, I'm going off that too, but I must have missed that. Yeah, I can't imagine it was Katie that was coming to get the car because she was all the way back in Miami. Very dumb at Shiraz. If Dan had any idea Adelson's capable of this, he could have prevented the hit, but what the fuck? Yep. No, that's true. The guy lived in his car. And Miss Sky says the guy lives in his car and knows a thing or two about the neighborhood. And Shiraz says, I don't think he ever suspected they were willing to do such a thing. Could you imagine if that thought went through your head about your ex or your wife or whatever? That's to have that thought. I honestly think Dan thought after those court cases were heard, things would be done with. Things would be settled and he could move on with his life and all that.
I want to say, yeah, I may not.
Okay, so I'm going to have to go back and listen to that because I must have missed that. Sanford or Isom also testified to the rental being out of the area. You know, there's so many court cases now that they're all just blending in. They're all just blending into each other.
I don't know why the Latin Kings couldn't have just lifted a car for them to use. Why did they have to rent a car? I mean, if these are such badass, gangsters, why did they have to create a paper trail? I just don't think they're very bright.
I don't think it had anything to do with them, though. I honestly don't think it had anything to do with the LT.
Yeah, well.
Because Sofredo wasn't part of the LT, and he just hired his friend to come along for the ride. I still can't believe they are pulled over by highway patrol and the officer only wrote them a ticket. Bottles of booze. Yeah, but that's because, remember, that's because Luis Rivera was being watched by the FBI. He was probably pinged to let him go. Don't do nothing to interfere with that RICO case.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I would never suspect anyone I was related to would be able to do this. And as angry and done as I've been with people in my family, I can't imagine. No, exactly. My sister had an affair with my ex before he was my ex, when he was still with me. And I never thought of doing any of this stuff. So
about it.
No, then they got busted with guns and stolen car. Yeah. Yeah, they are Latin Kings. As maybe Rashi thought that would save them if he made them look like they wouldn't come after him. Maybe that's why Rashi got the gated house. Because he said their name too much and threw them out there. Never thought of that one. Maybe he's afraid of the LK. All right. But thanks, Jibs. I'm going to go back and watch that case tonight. Because it's tennis girl. I think that's part of what makes this case so fascinating. All they had to do was make a few phone calls, and they decided to go ahead and do it. How do they live with themselves? You know, and they probably go to sleep normal. Well, in a jail cell, two of them, but I know people are out there saying, oh, Wendy's looking over her shoulder and she's this, she's that. I don't think so. I think she's excited that it's going to be longer now. What, your sister? What, a scumbag? Okay, I'll give myself a timeout. No, you don't have to time yourself out, Jibs. No, it's true. So that's when I see this stuff, right? How does your brain get to the point that it goes to unaliving somebody? Because I've been at really, really bad points with people, and I've never thought that. I've never. I just don't understand such a high-achieving family thinking bedroom by anyone a good idea. Astounding. Yep.
Right. They can just turn away and, shun them. That's not unknown.
No.
Shunning is just as bad in some communities. And I think that's what Dan was starting to do to Wendy.
Was shun her, and that's the worst thing to do to a narcissist. Worst thing, Sigfredo tried to rent a car from the same place. I know. Oh, God, that's so funny. Like, honestly, guys, steal the car. You would have been better off. Like, I'm not promoting that, but I'm just saying, you take a car out of Miami with a SunPass transporter on it. You stop at an ATM machine and smile for the camera. None of it. And you follow Dan Markel around where all these buildings have security cameras. Like, maybe on that first trip, you should have did surveillance on where all the cameras were. They could have left the country with the kids. Yeah, that would have been illegal, but this is the alternative. Absolutely. Yeah, shunning a narcissist is torture to them. Absolutely, it is, Patsy. Shunning is the only good if they have shame. Absolutely, Miss Sky, not too forward thinking. Normal people don't think like this family did. I can't believe they made it through all these decades to act out. Well, for the longest time, they had people in high places that they were greasing their palms with, right? Here we go.
Shadrick. I don't know anything about that.
Okay. I'm going to give you some dates here. January of 2016, you get taken to the Tallahassee Police Department and they talk to you about this case.
Right there, tennis girl. Absolutely. It wasn't all like that's what I know exactly this. And that's why I say it wasn't really about the relocation. There was other things that played because Dan told Wendy he'd be willing to move to Miami so she could have gotten him down there, then divorced him down there. And apparently he was willing to take any job for her. Yes. Wendy could have agreed to stay with Dan only if he moved to Miami. Once in Miami, then Dan, she could have divorced him. No murder needed, right? And that's why I say it was more so of just she didn't want to answer to him no more. She didn't want to have to him be involved in any of her decisions anymore. So the next person that marries Wendy Adelson, divorce means murder. To her, it's the same thing. So sleep with one eye open. Like sleep with one eye open when you decide to marry Wendy, especially if you got money. If you got lots of money, whoo, you are in danger.
Yeah.
A very short time later, you're arrested for 2 felonies here in Tallahassee, right?
Short time, like when, some years later.
Dealing in stolen
Years,
property.
years later.
Are you sure?
That was years.
Do you remember when you were arrested?
Yeah, I was arrested.
And it was 2016.
Was it? Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Do you not remember? Would it help your memory if I showed you the online court docket?
Yeah, I remember.
You do remember?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have January of 2016, you meet with the investigators and the agents on this case. A very short time later, in 2016, you're then arrested on some felonies, and then you're put onto probation, right?
And that is a question I don't think we'll ever get the answer to, Shiraz. Wonder why the hurry to get divorced then was Wendy having an affair. So let's think back, because she said like it wasn't too long, was it? Oh, it was that friend. Remember that friend she said she had, that they were really good friends, but it wasn't until after she left the Trescott house that they started getting serious. Oh gosh, what was his name? I can't remember his name. Absolutely. Or that, and it was going to get out. That's a good call there, Shiraz. Yes, Patsy, Jeff was protected by a guardian angel. Yes, absolutely. Daniel Sack. Yes, Veggie Girl. Thank you. Welcome. Daniel Sack. That was his name. Yeah, she was smooched on the mouth by a student. Yes, Veggie Sack. Daniel Sack. He was like, his name was right there and it wasn't coming out.
Okay, yeah.
And at one point in time, you appear before His Honor Judge Hankinson on your case, right?
Do your guess is mine.
Don't remember? You're put onto probation.
I just know I was gonna pay probation.
Oh,
Well, breaking
no. No, what happened? What did you do with Shadrick? Oh,
I know you don't like the topic.
okay. Yeah, because remember, Jeffrey Lacoste had mentioned in one of the interviews that he caught her at the at some coffee shop with Daniel Sack, and then the Isom had come into the interview room and said something about Daniel. She goes, "Oh, that's Daniel Sack. I called Danny." That's why I calls her the Turnpike. But yeah, remember you seen Jeffrey didn't like Daniel Sack. It's not probably that he didn't like him. He was, Wendy was supposed to be dating him, and she's like, he was jealous of Daniel, but we were just friends. So, where did my chat go? There it is. Because remember, Isom, when he came in, said that she loved the attention and admiration. Yep. Whoever was going to give it to her.
But you'll agree with me that you at least possessed cocaine. The guy asked you, gave you some money. You went to wherever you went to. You picked it up. You took possession of it. You possessing it would be a crime, right?
I don't know.
But they're not.
That's what you call it.
But they're not prosecuting you for that.
I don't know.
You're a witness for them, so you get a pass on that.
I don't know. I don't know anything about that, buddy.
I don't think anything further, Your Honor, if I can have 1 second to confer.
It's kind of crazy.
That's kind of crazy.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Redirect.
At the time law enforcement came to speak to you, that was a long time after the actual, I mean, not like maybe 2 years after you sold the cocaine to these guys, right?
Right,
Okay, so there wasn't any actual
He likes
cocaine
Georgia.
to charge you with, was
right.
there? No further questions.
Appreciate that.
Sure, I have a question.
I appreciate that.
All right, you can step down. We need to keep them any further.
What's that?
All right, you're excused. Go about your business. Call your next witness. Let's go to Snyder Park for a minute.
Oh, thank you, Miss Sky. Thank you for joining me tonight. I thank all of you for joining me tonight. I appreciate you. I know we're usually on a lot later than this, but it's been a bit of a roller coaster yesterday and today. So I wanted to come on, see all you guys, laugh a bit. Didn't expect to watch Shadrick again, but hey, it's never a dull moment when Shadrick's around. So I want to thank you all very much. I appreciate every single one of yous. Miss Sky, you and the Mister are awesome. Yes, they are, Jibs. Absolutely. Shrez says, I thoroughly enjoyed getting to know you, Mrs. Skytroop, and you too, Skytroop. Thank you, Tennis Girl. I'm pretty sure the guy was a GTA Vice City, Utah. Thank you. Oh, sorry, I didn't even know we had some new people. Hey, Anne, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. We got to remember now, Rochelle, we got to like and share, because the more the merrier in this particular conversation. It's cheaper than therapy, is what I like to say.
Yes, it is. Cheaper than therapy. Tomorrow night we'll be jumping into Sarah Boone, getting caught up on that because that is not too far away, guys.
Thanks, Rochelle. You take care.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me tonight.
All righty. Night.
Night. Night, everyone. Thank you. I will talk to you all soon.